way. He never really talks much, never concerned with status, but still leaving them starstruck. Humble through opportunities given despite the fact that many misjudge him because he makes a living from writing raps. Put it together himself, now the picture connects. Never asking for someone's help or to get some respect. He's only focused on what he wrote. His will is beyond reach.
The Zone is live from War Memorial Stadium for the moment you've all been waiting for. The announcement of this year's Little Rock Touchdown Club speakers, thanks to Simmons Bank. Stay tuned this fall when the Zone broadcasts from the Touchdown Club events. Now let's go back up to the booth and Phil Elson on the Buzz Radio Network.
Hello.
Hello. Good morning. Welcome in an acre-free version of the Zone. And I gotta be honest with you, I've probably been looking forward to this show more than any of the others since I've joined the Buzz a little more than a month ago. It's been a little more than 2 months, now that I remember it. I guess 2 months feels like 1 month when you're having so much fun hosting radio with people that turn out to be your friends. Justin's been sort of previewing. Well, yes, there is, and Justin. You hear Moose back in the studios. He and I definitely have become friends over these last. We've been like 10 weeks, I think, now that we've known each other, Moose.
Plenty of time to be homies. Plenty of time.
That's right. That's right. We know all. We can finish each other's sentences after this amount of time, right?
Yeah.
Justin and I have known each other for 26 years, so we've already been in the friend category anyway. Just first time ever as co-host. But he's been previewing this show to me, basically since we started talking about joining, and then he chose this date, the date that he tells me is it's annually his favorite show of the year, to take another day off. Welcome to an acre-free version of the Zone. We are live at War Memorial Stadium, high above the 35-yard line over by the south end zone. Chuck Gatlin was driving to the stadium this morning. Called Chuck to find out. All right, where you got to set up today, Chuck? I've always been on a different radio show during at least the last 8 Little Rock Touchdown Club announcements. So I've not been to one of these. I've not listened to one of these before. I've been to War Memorial Stadium plenty of times. Heck, I used to work across the street back when there was a baseball park. Where there's a parking lot right now that UAMS employees use on a daily basis. And he tells me we're setting up, make a right when you get out of the second level of the elevator over towards the north end zone. And I'm thinking to myself, this guy's been in this stadium probably more times than I've been, and he can't tell north from south. I don't think he'd be the one person that has that issue, though. So we're over on the south side of the end zone. And I'm going to tell you one thing. One thing that stands out. When I'm standing here in this second level right now, when is the last time that War Memorial Stadium did not have a Razorback logo at midfield and the words Arkansas in the end zone? You do not see that right now. Nor will you see it until the next time they play here if it happens. I didn't even think about that before I got out of the house and started driving here this morning. Every time I've walked into this stadium, even when it wasn't a game, even if it's the off season, there's a Razorback logo at midfield, and the words Arkansas are in the end zone. The only things that you see on the field right now are the Simmons Bank Field logo, which, they pay for that, and they ought to get that. But there's no Razorback at War Memorial Stadium at all. We don't have any. We don't know the next time they'll play here if it's ever going to happen. So. Anyway, I didn't mean to turn that into the first segment of the show and turn that, anytime you bring up Arkansas and War Memorial Stadium, you remember that was like a year ago, leading up to the Arkansas State game and then the week or so after that. If you just say Razorbacks and War Memorial Stadium, you're like automatically transported back to 25, 28 years ago in the great stadium debate. That's basically what radio shows were like the week after the game. This is more of a celebration than a reason to get at each other's throats of reasons to or reasons to not play in this venerable old gridiron. Because the Little Rock Touchdown Club is a reason to celebrate college football and celebrate a city that is there going to be any college football played in this city in the next year? I don't know if A-State or UCA have any. I don't think they've got any games scheduled here. I think UAPB may have a game scheduled at War Memorial. Not enough to put the Golden Lion logo in midfield. But question of the day today. I'll just lay this all out to you here to start things, because we've got a lot of moving parts getting into the zone this morning. I want to thank Arkansas Spine and Pain for sponsoring all of our appearances at the Little Rock Touchdown Club. We're not just at this one today, but we'll be at all of the meetings, whether they're at the Doubletree Hotel or at the Convention Center, or maybe another place where there could be a guest that needs to have a larger venue. We might find that out later today from David. At about 11 o'clock, a little after 11 o'clock is when he said he's going to start making the announcements, more like 10 after 11. But he also previewed this morning on his daily Facebook video stream. And I don't know how anybody looks that good at 5:50 in the morning on a Facebook live stream. How does that happen? There's one speaker, which he's only going to confirm just yet. So it's like you're going to be waiting for, I guess, a very large shoe to drop at some point. I guess in the next couple of weeks we'll have a much better sense about that. I guess we got a little bit of a reverb here going on. If you just hit the mute button, that'll take care of that. We're muted, so there's not going to be any more feedback on the stream. Thank you for those who texted in about that on the Middleton Heat and Air text line, which is basically where you're going to get us our fan information today at 501-661-1037. If we got any time to get you on the horn on the Jim's Razorback Pizza hotline, give us a call and give it a shot. But here's why it might be a little difficult to get people on the air today. 10:30, Chris White, who's the Executive Vice President and Chief Community Bank Officer of Simmons Bank, will be joining us to talk about what they view as important for the Little Rock Touchdown Club and their involvement in it, and just the excitement of this announcement, which has become just a huge day on the Arkansas sports calendar, and I really think overall the college football calendar nationally, because there is going to be something said by a guest and a speaker at the Touchdown Club that makes national headlines. That's something that you just expect now. Hunter last year did, talking about Arkansas is in a financial place to compete for national championships in basketball and baseball and some of the other sports, but not in football. That got played not just across the state, nationally. And that also leads to the next question about the list of speakers we're going to hear about, because David was critical of it wasn't just David. It was a lot of people that were critical of Hunter making that statement. But I think also, the way that Kevin Traynor was let go, I know David was very critical of that. I was to a point. So it'll be interesting to see, because this is really, it has become an annual thing. I mean, you have to go back a long, long time ago for the last time that an Arkansas athletic director didn't speak at the Little Rock Touchdown Club. So it becomes an important way to communicate to the fan base and then to national media overall. They're certainly going to be paying attention to this. Anyway, so we got Chris White stopping by 10:30. Scott Davis, who's the CEO of Arkansas Spine and Pain. They sponsor all of our shows of the Zone at the Little Rock Touchdown Club. He'll be by at 10:50. We'll move the Red-White report around after 11 o'clock. There's a few things to get to, including another scoreless inning from Hagen Smith in his second Major League appearance. But at 11:10, that's when we're expecting David to get up in front of all the people. That, by the way, if you want to just be here at War Memorial Stadium, you don't even have to be a Little Rock Touchdown Club member. You don't have to pay to get in. It's free to anybody. You can just park over at the War Memorial Stadium parking lot. I would be on the Chuck, this is the west side of the stadium that we're sitting in with the big structure where people can sit, not on bleachers outside in 95-degree heat, although it is, 79? It's gotten up to 80 degrees in our little booth here. Yeah, I may have to disrobe at some point. Good thing I wore shorts today. Aren't you happy you wore jeans? So that'll be at 11:10. Cole Plafkin, former Razorback and the Simmons Bank SVP of Agricultural Lending at 11:30. We'll fit in Dr. O'Malley from UMS Ortho Now and Mayor Frank Scott Jr. in the back end of hour 2. And our third hour, just as usual, entertainment report, birthday trivia. Freddie Black, who is the chairman of the Simmons Bank Tournament, which I believe is in its third year, October, will join us again. So, lots to get to. And the question of the day: who is your favorite all-time Little Rock Touchdown Club speaker? Which one stands out to you? And I think it'd be a little bit difficult to really pick one out, wouldn't it? If you visited every single one of them. What has it been now? Has it been 21 years. 21. This is the 21st year. 2006 is when it started. So that means you've done 21 years. This is year 22. Frank Broyles, Philip Fulmer, Paul Feinbaum, Willie Rove, Gene Stallings, Mark May, John Robinson, Howard Schnellenberger, Matt Jones, Randy White, Mike Slive, Gus Malzahn, Cliff Harris, Tom Osborne, Gene Chizik. I got a Gene Chizik story involving the Touchdown Club after I go through some of these names. Tim Brown. You think Tim Brown is going to be upset if Notre Dame gave his number away to some cornerback? You see this about Jaden Daniels? He has sent a cease and desist.
Yeah. Wow.
What's that?
No NIL money from him, he said. They said they can't
Just
use
crazy.
his name, image, or likeness anymore.
Yeah. Jaden Daniels has sent a cease and desist letter to LSU Athletics over Lane Kiffin. Well, I don't know if Kiffin assigns the numbers, but we'll just say it's his team, so they did it. DJ Pickett, a cornerback, he's a sophomore cornerback, has been assigned number 5. And Daniels wore number 5 in his 2 years at LSU, and he's pissed off about it to the point where he's disassociating himself from LSU until they take that number away.
Is it
which
retired?
Is
like, surely it's not retired
No.
already. Right.
No, it's not.
Crazy.
It's not retired. It's a galling thing to think about. Anyway, that's something I planned on talking about, but I just wondered, I don't think Tim Brown, I don't remember the number Brown wore when he won that Heisman at Notre Dame, but I'm going to guarantee you somebody wore that number maybe at least a couple, 3, 4 years after that. But in the day and age now of 105-player rosters, and there's a lot of players that have to share numbers, it's pretty difficult to hold the number off for a while. Though I did see, I think, Auburn gave Cam Newton's number. I think what they did is they I can't remember if they retired it or somebody finally wore it for the first time since he played there. That's right. Brown wore number 81. I'm going to guarantee you some other receiver has worn 81. I'm guessing. I may be proven wrong, but I'm going to guess some other receiver has worn 81 at Notre Dame in the last, 40 years, 41 years, 39 years or something since Brown won the Heisman Trophy up there on Golden Dome. Some of the other speakers, Felix. Well, of course, you always get the Razorback. You'll hear from Ryan Silverfield. You'll hear from Butch Jones. You're going to hear from Nathan Brown. I guess we have a question as to whether or not Hunter Yurchek will, but we'll find out. And then that leaves you about. Well, yeah, I just made announcements for David. But you always get the Arkansas State coach. You always get the UCA coach. You always get the Arkansas coach. Even if you don't get Hunter, you're going to have Ryan Silverfield there. And then whatever Razorback legends will stop by. And what does that leave? About 8 or 9 weeks to sort of guess who is it that's showing up? Mean Joe Green. Bring on all the Steelers. Pretty please, David. He's had Mean Joe. He's had Terry Bradshaw. We need to get Jack Lambert. Franco passed away a few years ago, unfortunately, so that can't happen. Chuck's got ideas, though. I would have loved to hear from Franco, but I don't think we're going to be hearing from him.
If this is the question of the day, who's your favorite? Let's start there. And then you also promised us a Gene Chizik story.
Well, let me just go and say that Gene Chizik is my favorite because that's the last one that I've heard. And so this is in 2013. And back then I'm still working for the Travs, Moose. And that I think that was right around the time. That was right after Pat had left for a different station and Justin had a rotating series of co-hosts. Monday through Friday there was a different co-host. I was the Monday co-host, which means during football season, and back then I'm doing Henderson State play-by-play. Every Monday I'm with him, and it was at Embassy Suites. And Gene Chizik is the speaker. Now, I don't know if I brought it up on the show yet, but there have been moments where I've had a bad lower back situation, where I have trouble moving for about a week to 2 weeks. Standing up straight is not easy when these things happen. And one of the moments that had happened, literally on the air, not about to go on the air, it's probably about 10:03 on a Monday in September of 2013, sitting next to Acree at the Embassy Suites. And all of a sudden, I make some move to reach something, and I'm on the floor and can't move. This is 3 minutes before the show starts. Justin's like, do you think you can stretch the headphone out and do the show from the floor? Thing wouldn't stretch that far. And every attempt I made to move caused a searing pain in my back. I could not move. It got to the point where I get to introduce myself to Gene Chizik on the floor. I met the former head coach of a national championship winning team on the floor, laying down I wasn't screaming in pain at that moment, but I was feeling pain at that. Nice to meet you, Coach. Oh, great team you had there. And I've had some embarrassing moments in life. At that point, I can't do the show. Justin's got to work solo. About 30 minutes later, who shows up? R.J. Hawk, and I forget who else was with him, with the world's largest garbage bag full of ice. They pick me up, carry me through, because I can't walk. They pick me up, carry me through the NBC suites. RJ's got a truck as large as Pulaski County, and he puts that giant bag of ice with its own zip code in the second row of his 3-row truck and lays me down on it and drives me home and carried me to bed.
Amazing. That's true brotherhood, literally having your back. I love that.
It literally was having my back. That, unfortunately, Moose, so I think a lot of listeners have memories from listening to the Touchdown Club speakers that have been on the Zone for all these years. I think they have memories from just listening to it or the sound bites that you heard and all of that. But my overarching memory of the Little Rock Touchdown Club is getting to introduce myself to Gene Chizik while I'm lying on the ground and can't stand up and had to get carried out of the hotel by future Governor R.J. Hawk.
I was going to say, was that
I think you got the wrong one on.
Was that an election year for R.J.?
He had not gotten into politics yet.
He definitely should have shared that video. This is what I can do for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If he could promise every one of his constituents in Saline County that the moment they can't move because of lower back pain, he's going to show up with the world's largest bag of ice and carry and drive you home and carry you into your bed, he'd even get my vote for governor if he offered that to me. It should not be my overarching memory of the Touchdown Club, but unfortunately it is. You're going to tell me, seriously, you put yourself in my shoes. And I was wearing shoes at that moment and my clothes, and you know what back pain feels like. Do you think you'd remember anything else? I don't think you would. You wouldn't remember Peyton. Maybe you'd remember Peyton Manning getting up and speaking. I don't know. He's kind of interesting. Maybe you'd remember Tony Dorsett getting up and speaking. You're probably a Cowboys fan. So, yeah, that would be a lot of fun to listen to him. You'd remember that much more than, freezing your lower back off in some giant GMC with the future governor walking you up the stairs into your bedroom. It was just a really scary moment.
So did Gene
please tell me
Chizik
you've got better memories.
Did Gene Chizik say anything of note, or do you just remember that because that's how you met him?
I think he just shook my hand and moved on. I don't really know if there was much he could say at that point. I think he'd probably seen some football players that had trouble moving after taking a pretty nasty hit. I had not taken any sort of hit. Justin hadn't even laid his famous sarcasm on me at that. We weren't even on the air yet. There've been moments where there have been things he said to me that might have hurt more than that actually hurt. Who knows? But that's the most painful on-air moment of my life. That has nothing to do with heartbreak. That has nothing to do with watching Arkansas give away a national championship or going through 1-15 women's basketball season or watching 2-10, 0-8 up close last year, working on the pregame show. No, because that wasn't pain in the terms of, you can really feel this. Like, this hurts. I can't move. Although the 2018 College World Series Finals, I was kind of stunned, and it took me about 20 minutes before I could move in that booth. But that wasn't pain.
Well,
that is the most painful
pain.
moment of my career.
It's
That's right. That was mental, emotional heartbreak pain. This was more searing. Do I have a disc problem? When am I going under the knife? Why do I feel like I am 86 at the age of, I guess back then I would have been 34?
Oh, dang.
These things should not happen at that age, but they did.
What kind of drugs you end up getting? Anything good?
Only the good ones.
Hell yeah.
Only the good ones. And the things we already had at home, too, Moose, might have helped out more than the stuff that the doctors have planned for me.
Ja feel.
Yeah. So it's going to be fun throughout the show today. Yeah, and we got to talk about this Jaden Daniels situation. Plus, I also found some very restrictive rules at Colorado football practice that Deion Sanders has imposed on media members that cover Buffalo's football. There's nothing to play from Razorback football practice last night or yesterday because there wasn't any. They're back to the field later today, 3:15. You'll hear from the offense. They have 2 offensive line coaches, just like there's 2 defensive line coaches now, just like you heard from the defensive line coach and then the defensive run game coordinator, which is a new position on a larger staff. You'll also hear from the offensive line coach and the offensive run coordinator. So we've got a much larger staff than before. And you know what? I think that's one thing that if you're Ryan Silverfield and you're Hunter Yurachek and you come here to the Little Rock Touchdown Club, that's one thing that you point out, is that the money that we have raised, because I saw a very interesting article written by Seth Emerson, The Athletic, yesterday that was about Ryan Silverfield specifically, and he says, I think he quoted 75% of his off-season time has been spent fundraising, and a lot of that has gone to a larger coaching staff, raising salaries, gotten the coaching staff more into the middle of the pack in the SEC than the bottom of the pack, which was the case, I think, all throughout Sam Pittman's tenure. So I think that's one thing you'd want to be here and highlight, along with, they're not going to be giving you dollar valuations on the players, but a roster that costs more than it did last year, probably by a lot. But you're also playing a lot of other teams that are doing the same thing. They're putting more money into their roster just like the Razorbacks are. So I also found a list of NIL evaluations that shows Arkansas ranks 14th in the SEC in NIL evaluation, but 25th overall in the nation. So what does that mean when you're playing mostly SEC schools?
It's the same
Plus,
as
JJ,
the rankings, like the recruit rankings.
Pretty much.
It's like, hey, awesome, top 25. Oh, never mind, 12th in the SEC.
Exactly. That's pretty much the way it goes. Also, J.J. McCarthy benched behind Kyler Murray. It's been a while since a national champion winning quarterback had much success in the NFL. If we got time for your calls, we'll get them on our Jim's Razorback Pizza hotline. You can read some texts anytime you send them in on the Middleton Heat and Air text line, 501-661-1037. Live at the Little Rock Touchdown Club speakers announcement at War Memorial Stadium, and the Zone is right back after this.
FanDuel, in partnership with Oaklawn Sports, is now available right here in the state of Arkansas. FanDuel is giving new customers up to $1,000 in bet resets. Here's how it works. Bet $5 daily and unlock $200 in bet resets every day. That's right. New customers can place a $5 bet each day and receive up to $200 in bet resets, up to $1,000 total. And with baseball on every day, there's always another game, another matchup, and another chance to get in on the action. Whether you're betting money lines, player props, or same-game parlays, FanDuel has you covered. So place your daily $5 bet and unlock up to $1,000 in bet resets. Head to FanDuel.com/Arkansas to get started. FanDuel, your home for home runs. Must be 21 plus and present in Arkansas. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Chris Kane joins Morning Mayhem each Monday to mix it up with the guys. Chris Kane on Morning Mayhem is presented by Trader Bills. Trader Bills, your one-stop shop for all things lake.
This is SportsCenter.
In Major League Baseball last night, the Rays won their 9th game in a row by beating the Athletics 8-4. They're tied for the most wins in MLB with the Brewers at 74 wins. Milwaukee lost to San Diego 4-3 last night as the Padres finished off their sweep, increasing their win streak to 5. Elsewhere in the National League, the Marlins beat the Pirates 8-2 for their 4th straight win. Miami is 38-24 at home, their best 62-game run at home since 2003 when they won the World Series. And in the NFL, preseason week 1 starts tonight with 6 games, 3 of which you can see. At 6, the Packers will take on the Steelers on NFL Network. At 7, the Cardinals will face the Raiders on ESPN Unlimited. And at 8 o'clock, the Niners will host the Titans on NFL Network. I'm Christian Weaver with the Buzz Radio Network.
Hey everybody, it's Howie at Robert Irwin Jewelers, and the Summer of 1,000 Engagements is ending this Saturday. You got to pick out your engagement ring, spend $34.99 or more, and you're going to get a free diamond wedding band. Bigger, brighter diamonds, better prices, or online at rijewelers.com. It's the end of the Summer of 1,000 Engagement sale.
Hey, it's David Basil from my good friends at Bath Fitter. I've been working with Bath Fitter for over a decade now. They're a family-owned business that's been around for over 40 years. They are the pioneers of the acrylic bath industry. Bath Fitter offers a one-of-a-kind remodeling process that's easy and stress-free. They offer a wide selection of beautiful and functional showers, and with their seamless one-piece walls and hundreds of design options, you can refresh your shower space in no time. They can even convert your existing bath into a shower. Check them out online at bathfitterlittlerock.com and tell them Basil sent you.
Injured? Let's talk about getting help now.
Anywhere in the state, dial 888-8888.
Whether injured at night, on a weekend, or a holiday,
dial 8 for Rainwater, Holtz, and Sexton.
888-8888.
Responsible attorneys Michael Rainwater and Bob Sexton.
Welcome back to The Zone. He's Justin Acree.
He's a friggin' dirty diaper with arms, legs, and half a brain.
He's Phil Elson.
He was adopted by Satan himself before he was returned out of fear of his awkwardness.
And that's Moose.
I guess you got a face you want to shoot.
Now, let's get back to more of the show in the Oaklawn Hot Springs studio on the Buzz Radio Network.
Got Chris White here with us. He is the Executive Vice President, Chief Community Banking Officer at Simmons Bank, and of course live at the Little Rock Touchdown Club speakers announcement, which I think would be the official term for this today, right?
I would say so.
It's a one-time thing. We get a bunch of meetings after this downtown. So the guys on the Morning Mayhem asked me when I first got on to preview the Zone today, they asked me, so what's the feeling here? And there were only 6 people up here, like 9:50, and I'm on the air, but you could still feel the air of anticipation as more people walk in. You really do feel it. Nobody knows who David's got signed up here.
Well, this is true. I know one, but I obviously don't know a lot of them. You know, I think everybody's just excited about a football season, whether that's high school, whether that's junior high, especially ready to see what the Razorbacks can do this year. And this kind of kicks it off, especially for Central Arkansas. And what we've done for years and years with David and the Touchdown Club has been excellent. The speakers that he continues to be able to navigate, which I think is probably a stressful job for him to do. But we're excited to be here. Like you said, the atmosphere will be great. Probably not the crowd that we will see at some of the events, obviously, but there will be a nice crowd here today.
Oh, people will be paying attention too.
Yeah,
I mean, they really will. And you know, I mean, I think even if the club's reach wasn't what it is, it would still be a very valuable relationship for Simmons Bank. But this is also a way that you can project yourself nationally, which of course the golf tournament does too.
Right. We picked this up when we bought Metropolitan Bank back in 2013-14. And it has been an excellent partnership with David. He's a great partner. Everyone involved has been excellent for us. Exposure we get in Central Arkansas is amazing. You know, we're founded out of Pine Bluff over 120 years ago, but obviously now the biggest presence we have is here in Central Arkansas. So we do try to give back and be a part of some special events, special programs such as this one.
You guys also I think sports is important overall to have the name out there. You're on the arena. You're in this stadium.
No doubt.
Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium in Memphis.
Pine Bluff.
There you go. Yeah. I mean, just stadiums are a great way. College football matters to people. It obviously matters to Simmons Bank.
No doubt. Dickey's Arena in Fort Worth. I mean, you can go across our footprint of 6 states, and you see the Simmons Bank logo and name, and more importantly, our people in those markets and supporting those markets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But what about the stadium, Ray? You know what I noticed when I walked in here?
There's no Razorback.
Did you?
There's no hog. I saw the same thing when I walked in and peered down at the field.
Did it hit you the same way it hit me?
It did. I was excited to see Simmons Bank on the field, obviously.
Did you think you'd be at the 50?
I thought maybe our logo would just be right there at the 50. But definitely a bit of an eerie feeling as you look at this stadium. And today, obviously, it's empty, and there is no Razorback on the 50.
Well, you guys are at the 25. You're at the 25. You're past the end zones and everything. You're up on the scoreboard and all of that. But that really hit me. I was just trying to think about the last time there was no Razorback on the 50. at War Memorial Stadium?
It's been a while. It's definitely been a while. I mean, I remember coming here as a child in the 80s, and certain periods of the 80s, I can remember us never winning a ball game at all, but it was just the excitement of coming to the stadium. You get to see the Razorbacks play, the athletes that were on the field. It was definitely something to be a part of.
I think it's amazing. You know, I come from a place in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, where they're just huge into NFL football.
Yeah.
You look at television ratings. Pittsburgh has just some of the biggest ratings for the NFL. Little Rock has ratings for college football that are sort of like that. But Pittsburgh's got a team in the city.
Right.
There is no college football team in this city. Yet this has a huge, influential touchdown club. It's a football mad town, even though there's a real basketball vein through Little Rock too. This city stands out when it comes to college football. We just don't have a team.
Yeah, I agree. And, you know, a lot of the foundation of the Razorbacks, at least from my standpoint, came from what I would call money from the South. So a lot of supporters, donors from the South portion of the state. And it's somewhat sad from my perspective, living in Little Rock, that we don't have more of a presence from the Razorback group. I obviously understand the finances and the reasoning of why they would want to play in Northwest Arkansas, but I mean, you know as well as I do, when they come to town, people show up.
Yeah, they do. And that's, you know, and I think a lot of it recently would have a little more to do with the opponent, but they did show up for the Arkansas State game. That one stood out. I'm actually in the camp of, I'd like to see that game every 4 or 5 years here in this stadium. Right. I think it belongs here, never in Jonesboro. It probably wouldn't be played in Fayetteville. I think here is the right place. Annually, I don't think that's in the realm of reality or anything close to it.
No.
Every 4 or 5 years, I think that makes sense. What do you think?
Yeah, I feel the same way. It's just a central location that brings the state together. Obviously, we have a huge presence in Jonesboro as well, so we support that group just as well. But it's a lot of fun for us to have a central location where everybody can come together. And it's the same thing for the state. And just to have the rivalry here in Little Rock is pretty cool.
Yeah. What's it been like in the off season as an executive for a major institution in the state, while the program is out asking for money? You know, they're asking. We had the big naming rights of the stadium, and you know they've raised. I think the all-in fund, they got the amount that they're looking for. They've raised it up to 50. I'm sure Simmons Bank has had a lot of phone calls coming in too from them.
Yeah, we support so many organizations, not only here in Central Arkansas, but across the state and across 6 states. It was interesting to see that a non-bank institution was named or has the naming rights for the stadium up there. I wasn't even familiar with the institution that's named on it now. I think we spread our wealth and our ability to reinvest in communities really good. For us to have the naming rights of some of the opportunities we have here, especially the Simmons Bank Championship, which will be in its 3rd year, the change and the transformation that goes into that tournament and Pleasant Valley Country Club, and if you haven't been, or if anyone hasn't been, to walk inside those gates and see what that's like, honestly, it's like you're not in Little Rock anymore.
I live out by Pleasant Valley.
Okay,
so I'm out that way.
You've seen it.
I've not been able to walk to the tournament because I've been on the air, and then I got football games to go to. But I'm always amazed that you can tell that there's a big event just around the neighborhood, but it doesn't cause massive amounts of traffic, and they do such a great job running it from a neighbor's perspective.
Right. We have a tournament we sponsor too in Nashville, the Simmons Bank Open. It's part of the Corn Ferry Tour. And a lot of us have attended that and been a part of it for years. And I guess, you know, when we started the Simmons Bank Championship, at least myself, I kind of thought it would be the same experience. And the experience is not the same. The experience, you can't hardly put into words. The people that are there, the entertaining, the athletes that are there every day. Like you mentioned, the traffic. I think the traffic's not as bad because of all the logistics and how they're busing people in and out of there.
Because of the planning.
Yeah, but there's a lot that goes into it. I think you're getting to talk to Freddie Black later today.
Yes.
Freddie obviously is highly influential in what goes on with that tournament, and definitely appreciate everything he's doing with it.
All right, so what do how's Arkansas going to do? Are you optimistic, or are you cautiously optimistic? Because as a radio host here, we've talked about this a lot in the last couple of months. I'm trying to be cautiously optimistic, but next Tuesday when we do a Top 10 Tuesday, I'm going to show people how you can take a fact and look at it any way you want to look at it.
Yep.
I'm going to do top 10 reasons to be optimistic and top 10 reasons to be pessimistic.
I like that.
There's so many unknowns.
Yeah. A peer of mine and I were discussing this before I drove up here today, and we've both been looking at, the schedule for the year, and you hope they do well. But to pick out winners with some of those teams that we're playing, it's very hard to look at a 500 schedule. Yeah. Very hard.
It's partially it's based on brand name from some of the teams that you're playing. Texas, Georgia.
A&M, Georgia.
Well, and then I think also part of it is also recent history against those programs.
Missouri.
Mizzou, A&M.
Yeah.
You don't get Mississippi State this year, and unfortunately, because that should be a W for you.
That's right.
You get South Carolina. They look like they should be improved upon last year.
I agree.
I'm not sure what Vanderbilt's going to be in the post-Diego Pavia era, and I think they'll have a true freshman starting at quarterback in Jared Curtis. So I'm sort of with you. Some of it's based on brand names, some of it's based on recent experience against those programs, but I'm still just reserving judgment.
Yeah.
It's I don't know how anybody can put in a vote for a preseason top 25, and we've had two writers on the last couple of weeks, Chris, that have said they'd rather do without preseason top 25 polls.
Yeah, I agree with that. If anything, I would like to see a team that plays hard and has a huge heart and cares. And, whatever happens after that happens. But if they're playing hard, that may be a little bit different than what we might have seen in instances in the past, as in recent years at least. I just don't see a record this year that really just stands out.
Well, I think you want to see a step forward somehow.
Yeah, no doubt.
In terms of wins and losses, but that doesn't really take you very far.
Right.
1 SEC win, 3 overall would be a step past last year. But I expect to see a team that plays with desire. I think everybody that has come in from a player like Quincy Rhodes, who was in some people's minds a first-round pick last year, he's got something to prove.
Yeah.
For him to remain or move farther up.
That's an athlete
in the in NFL mock drafts, and really in the scouts' eyes and the general manager's eyes. And he's, I think, probably thought as the most the easiest thing to predict that he's going to have a good season. But he's going to get double teamed. It's going to leave opportunities open for somebody else. And there's going to be an opportunity for a DeMonte Waller, who comes from Auburn, or a Day Sims, who comes from Oregon. Programs that recruit at a high level to show what they can do. I just think there's a lot for these players to prove, and they haven't had a chance to prove it where they were yet before. So
they're about to get a chance.
They certainly are going to have a chance.
Yeah, they're going to have a chance.
I want to take a phone call while we have you here.
Okay.
Because I think who's on the phone, who's on our Jim's Razorback Pizza hotline, is a listener who's trying to be as optimistic as he possibly can about this upcoming football season. And he's accused me of being negative, and I don't really think I've been negative. Maybe skeptical at times, because I think you kind of have to be. But JW is on the Jim's Razorback Pizza hotline. Good morning, JW. How are you?
I can't be skeptical against kids I've never seen play. So we keep calling them kids from last year. They're not kids from last year. These are a totally different group of kids. Speaking of optimistic, here's some good news about the Utah game. And I figured you would know this by 10:30 in the morning, so I'm probably talking to Moose here. Do you realize that Utah is replacing offense and defensive line? They had a whole turnover of everything. And the beat writer for them, sort of like Trey Biddy there, I was listening, they're ranked 21st, but they expect to go 7-5, 6-6. That's their own writer. So, we're counting games off when we don't even know about the other team. We don't even know about our own team. And here we are talking about we're going to lose this game. We'll probably lose that. We don't know about any of these teams. And for us to count them out or say anything about these kids from last year, we can let last year go. It has nothing to do with last year. And we say we're going to play with heart. We were in a lot of games last year. Turnovers is what lost us a lot of games. So it wasn't like we just gave up on the field. It was just bad coaching and bad defense and just bad offense, just bad. But we played with heart because we were in those games. The only game that we wasn't in was the Notre Dame game, and we didn't show any heart. So there is a lot to be on the upside with this, especially going into this game if we could get Utah, because the only thing they have returning is their running back and their quarterback. They have a whole new overturn, and a lot of people have left. So there's a lot of uncertainty on that. Just because they're ranked don't mean that they're going to be good. That's all I got. I'm out.
That's a good call. I mean, look, when Arkansas plays Utah in week 2 and I'm hosting the pregame show, you will not hear me refer to the number next to Utah's name, not once, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. I agree with Jed. He thinks we disagree on a lot of things. I really agree with him when it comes to you can't make predictions. It's all on brand name and recent history.
That's right.
Chris, I appreciate you coming by. It's been fun talking with you. I think this is going to be a huge day. I'm excited to be a part of it. And thanks for all you guys do for the community and certainly for the Little Rock Touchdown Club, too.
Appreciate you.
It's Chris White, is Simmons Bank Executive Vice President and Chief Community Banking Officer. And we are back with more Zone at the Little Rock Touchdown Club speakers announcement at War Memorial Stadium right after this break.
It's Justin Ankery for LeVar Law. For 30 years, Alan LeVar and his team have been helping injury victims across Arkansas. So when you hear their catchphrase, hurt in a car, call LeVar, it means a lot. You talk to real lawyers who know the state of Arkansas. It's not some national call center from out of state. They deal with the insurance companies so you don't have to. And if you can't come to them, they will come to you. The great thing about LeVar Law is your consultation is always free, it's always confidential, and there's no fee unless they win. When you call LeVar Law, you automatically get a lawyer who's on your side, someone who understands the laws, the courts, and the communities across the natural state. At LeVar Law, you're treated like a person, not a case number. So if you're hurt in a car, call LeVar. That's what it's all about. Arkansas is strong for 30 years, and they're ready when you need them. LeVar Law Injury and Accident Lawyers. They're Arkansas built. They're Arkansas trusted.
Transform your life in just 20 minutes twice a week. That's exactly how it works at Max Strength Fitness. The ultimate anti-gym. No mirrors, no music, just private one-on-one strength training in a temperature-controlled, sweat-free studio. Efficient, focused, and it works. If you're 40 or older and want to get stronger, protect your health, and feel like yourself again, this is it. Check out their new location in West Little Rock at Canis and Autumn. Claim your 2 free workouts today at maxstrengthfitness.com. Max Strength Fitness, 20 minutes twice a week, guaranteed.
Looking for a better deal on your next vehicle? Make the smart drive to Smart Auto Group. Since 1906, Smart Auto Group has been helping drivers find the right vehicle at the right price. Arkansas's oldest auto groups. Shop a huge selection of Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Hyundai, and Honda vehicles, all backed by the hometown service you can trust. You'll find great selection and great value at Smart Auto Group. Make the smart drive today and start saving at smartdrive.com.
How do you feel about the air inside your home? Is it as clean as you think it is? Air ducts can collect dust, pollen, pet dander, allergens that all circulate throughout your home. Yuck! You've trusted Rainbow Restoration to restore homes after water, fire, and mold damage. Now let them improve the air your family breathes with professional air duct cleaning. RainbowRestores.com. Mention you heard this and save $100 when you call. That's RainbowRestores.com. Restoring homes and helping families breathe easier.
Southland Casino Hotel is turning 70 and we're celebrating big. Legacy of Luck happens every Friday and Saturday through September 6th. 840 winners will share more than $400,000 free play. Weekly winners receive 70 grand finale drawing tickets. Then on September 7th, don't miss the grand finale. 70 winners will share more than $40,000 free play or drive away in a 1956 Bel Air. Southland Casino Hotel. Bigger wins, bigger excitement. Must be 21 or older. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
When you're your truck isn't moving, your business isn't making money, don't stress. Call the experts at Powers Truck Parts and Service in North Little Rock. From headlight to tail light and everything in sight, they'll provide dependable repairs with a massive inventory of heavy-duty parts ready to roll. Their experienced technicians work fast to get you back on the road and back to work. Powers Truck Parts and Service, keeping your trucks rolling. Visit PowersTruckParts.com today.
At Our Care, we're more than clinics. We're neighbors caring for neighbors. From checkups and stitches to ongoing health concerns and behavioral health support, our doctors, nurses, and therapists are here for every stage of life. Medications are simple, with local and home delivery pharmacy options. No insurance? We can help, and no one is ever turned away. With more than 100 locations across the Mid-South, affordable care is always nearby.
Time I got carried out in front of people at the Little Rock Touchdown.
Welcome back to The Zone. He's Justin Acree.
Guy's a total douchebag.
He's Phil Elson.
He looks like a Disney villain.
Now, let's get back to more of the show on the Buzz Radio Network.
Back at Little Rock Touchdown Club announcement at Simmons Bank Field, we have with us Scott Davis from Arkansas Spine and Pain. They'll be sponsoring the Zone at the Touchdown Club all season long. Scott, how are you today?
I'm great.
You excited, right?
I'm excited. I'm excited for a couple reasons. One, football season's here.
Right. This is like is this the start of football season for you?
I think even when NFL preseason starts, and all that happens.
That's 6 games tonight.
I know. Well, I'm a Patriots fan, so we're playing tonight. I got to be home for that.
Okay. Do you watch the full game?
Not really. I mean, I kind of turn it on and watch a little bit, but for college, when they start doing the practices, that's kind of the start, and then just really looking forward to the season. And most of the people. I've been on the radio doing this for a long time, know that I'm a Memphis fan, originally from Memphis. So, mixed emotions when Silverfield left Memphis. Probably time for him to go, and I'm really excited that he's at Arkansas. And I had an opportunity to meet him. We were he spoke at the Rotary Club, had an opportunity to talk to him, and I'm really excited. I think he's going to surprise a lot of people.
What are the good things about a Ryan Silverfield team that you expect to see at Arkansas?
I think culture. I think he builds really good team leadership there. He holds players accountable, which is extremely valuable. It's tough in the SEC to recruit here because a lot of the young men are going to Georgia or Alabama or wherever. But Arkansas's got a lot of great talent, and his philosophy is take the talent we've got and put them in situations where they can really perform well. And I think he really does talk a lot about accountability, relying on each other. So I think that's going to play out. I think we're going to surprise some people. We may not necessarily win all the games that we're supposed to, but I think we're going to compete.
The way he comes off to me, just from watching him speak and how he speaks, is he comes off as very organized. Mm-hmm. A clear communicator. You won't have to get you won't have to ask, what did you mean by what you just said? I wonder if that would have been the case under the previous coaching staff. Those are just things that stand out about him. I know some people have pointed a little bit to the new lights in the Fred Smith Center is overproducing this point a little much, but I do think that does go to a level of paying attention to detail.
Yeah, I think that's the key thing. And when you're, there's been several articles and blogs and things posted about that level of attention to detail. When he first showed up, and he was talking about, the locker room and the color and the paint and all these things that, all of those things are important. But if you pay attention to the details there, then it translates into details on the field. Mm-hmm. And so it's, people say football is a game of inches. It really is, because, execution of the plays, every man doing their job, which, by the way, is a good Patriots quote from Bill Belichick, do your job.
Do your job.
Do your job. And I think he aspires to that philosophy, too. Just do what you're supposed to when you get on the field.
Scott Davis is with the CEO of Arkansas Spine and Pain. They'll be sponsoring all of the Zone appearances at the Little Rock Touchdown Club. Did you follow Belichick as a fan out of North Carolina?
No,
a little difficult.
It's a little. I think it was a huge transition from him go to the NFL, and I think everyone. I'm a huge Tom Brady fan, obviously, and I think that combination of him and Brady. Everybody talks about, was it Brady that made Belichick, or was it Belichick that made Brady? I think it was a little of both. Mm-hmm. But the proof is, Brady left, went to the Tampa Bay, and won another Super Bowl.
That's a pretty important data point.
Yeah, it is a very important data point. So, I don't know. I mean, look. No one counted on the Patriots going to the Super Bowl last year. They did have an easy road to get there. I'm not say that. Still,
winning enough playoff games to get to the Super Bowl should matter.
It should matter. I watched him a little bit. I think he struggled at North Carolina. I think he still will struggle. College, NIL, I think everyone will agree, has changed the landscape of college football. Mm-hmm. And coaches nowadays, and not just college football, college basketball, a lot of college sports, NIL has really impacted it. So today, being able to manage the players, the personalities within that framework is a little different, So I think that's harder. In the NFL, they're paid, and they're paid very handsomely. They're paid pretty handsomely in college football too.
Let me ask you this: as the CEO of a large business, would you view NIL sponsorship as something that you'd expect to get return on investment, or is that just something you do for the program?
No, I think you do expect a return. I think any dollars invested in any entity, business, college football, you do expect a return on that. And I think as fans, we expect that too. Mm-hmm. You pay the money, you expect something in return for that.
Is the return profit for the business, or is the return for you wins for the football team?
Yes.
Aha.
Yes,
both.
It's both. Yeah, I think, it's an emotional investment. Being a Hogs fan, every season you have these high expectations, and, if you donate funds to whatever, then you do expect that. You expect that return, both financially for the university and emotionally with the wins.
You can hear they're starting to speak in the background. That made my heart jump a little bit.
Yep.
Like the excitement is starting to compress into the next about 10 to 12 minutes until David actually starts the announcements.
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking forward to the rest of, I'd call it the football season with you, Scott. Appreciate you coming by.
Sure.
And thank you so much for sponsoring The Zone at the Little Rock Touchdown Club.
Absolutely.
That's Scott Davis, the CEO of Arkansas Spine and Pain. And if I ever, for some reason, can't ever move during one of the Little Rock Touchdown Club shows, which happened 13 years ago, I'm calling you.
Yeah, 501-227-0184. Find us online, www.arkansasspineandpain.com.
Yeah, there's a good chance I'll be a patient of theirs at some point. All right, we're back for The Zone with the Touchdown Club announcement next.
Oaklawn is here for when you want the ultimate escape, all in one place. Check into the luxury hotel. Escape to Astral Spa, the only Forbes 4-star rated spa in Arkansas. Indulge at award-winning restaurants like the Bugler or the Oak Room and Bar, all before having the time of your life at the 24/7 smoke-free casino, where the energy goes all night. Here, excitement and luxury meet under one roof. Oaklawn Hot Springs. Join the fun. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Honda of Russellville, proud to celebrate 47 years of serving Arkansas families. Come celebrate with big savings store-wide through September 26th. Register to win a 2026 Honda HR Forest Edition 4-Trax Foreman 4x4 with the dependable 518cc engine and long travel suspension, ready for work or the weekend. See why folks from all over Arkansas choose Honda of Russellville. Great prices and hometown service for 47 years. Honda recommends the Foreman for riders 16 years and older. Always wear a helmet and take an ATV rider course.
Listen for Champs and Chumps on Fridays during The Zone. Brought to you by Washita Bar and Grill on Central Avenue in Hot Springs and BKC Home Builders, building premier homes in Hot Springs.
This is Larry Culpepper, the inventor of the college football playoff. When I'm in Arkansas, I always listen to 103.7 The Buzz. Ice cold, Dr. Pepper. Help.
A Watson Elementary student is recovering this morning after being hit by a car. Little Rock police say the child was hit near a bus stop close to Dr. Marion Lacey Academy yesterday. Staff and parents with students at Watson Elementary were sent a message saying that the child was treated for a minor foot injury and is doing well. And White County Judge Lisa Brown has passed away. A spokesperson for the judge's office says that she died Wednesday morning after a battle with cancer. Judge Brown was just 59 years old. The White County governing bodies will now have to find someone to fill the remainder of her term. For these stories and more, you can always head over to our website, krk.com. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm KRK's Jessica Rockwell.
Benihana Special, $5. Your choice, sushi rolls and chicken fried rice, $5. Come see us at Benihana Bar Monday through Wednesday, lunch and dinner.
With KARK's Pat Walker.
The heat is no joke, and it is unrelenting. Today, mostly sunny with a high of 101. Of course, still our heat advisories and extreme heat warnings all the way through Sunday now. Tonight, clear down to 79. Tomorrow, sunny with a high of 102. I'm meteorologist Pat Walker for the Buzz Radio Network.
Looking for a lunch spot that's fast, fun, and won't wreck your wallet? Head to Brewski's Pub and Grub with locations in downtown Little Rock and North Little Rock. The Brewski's Babes are serving up ice-cold drinks, smash burgers, loaded fries, wings, wraps, and more. Fast enough for your lunch break and priced right every day of the week. Escape the office and grab lunch with friends. Brewski's, the spot for good vibes, great food, and quick service. Brewski's Downtown and Brewski's North Little Rock open daily at 11. Brewski's, your home for lunch, happy hour, and late night.
Hello, this is Justin Acree. When joint pain or an injury slows you down, turn to UAMS Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Arkansas's largest orthopedic team and the state's most fellowship-trained surgeons offer expert care for sports injuries and problems affecting the hip, knee, shoulder, spine, hand, foot, ankle, and more. Care is easy to access at the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital and a new location on Rodney Parham in Little Rock, next to UAMS Health Urology Center. For walk-in care, choose UAMS Ortho now. Call 501-686-TOSH. When you think ortho, think UAMS.
Sound familiar? At Mattress Firm, we understand there are many problems that can keep you up at night, like snoring, aches and pains, or sleeping hot. Our sleep experts have the unrivaled know-how to match you with a mattress that can help. And now at Mattress Firm, save up to $700, plus get a free adjustable base with select Sealy Posturepedic mattresses. For the great sleep you deserve, visit Mattress Firm. We make sleep easy. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
You bought an RV, and you got an automatic discount from Progressive by bundling it with your home or auto insurance. That's great, but a serious word of warning every RVer should heed. You don't need to talk about things like dry weight or dump stations. And you don't need one of those expensive water filter straws either. Because the most extreme thing most RVers encounter is a campsite without hookups. So just enjoy yourself. And Progressive's automatic discount when you bundle your RV, boat, or motorcycle with your home or auto insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations.
Hey guys, Heath Boothby here, Crane Hyundai of Little Rock. Whether it's the huge inventory, the great deals, the specials, the #1 service department in Little Rock, come find out why me and my team are Little Rock's #1 dealership for sales and service. We have the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event happening right now, 0% interest on all Tucsons and Santa Fe's, as well as just a multitude of discounts on everything else on the lot. Come see us, Crane Hyundai of Little Rock, off Colonel Glenn.
Luxury Pool and Spa in Conway and Russell is your headquarters for pool and spa chemicals. Luxury Pool and Spa is ready to get your pool balanced and swim ready with Pool Life and Baquasil Pool Chemicals. Luxury Pool and Spa is also a proud dealer of Polywood Outdoor Furniture, Climate Tough Materials, Color Stay Technology, and the 20-year warranty. If you're thinking about a hot tub, they have the amazing Caldera hot tubs in stock on their showroom floor. Live the life of luxury with Luxury Pool and Spa. LuxuryPoolArkansas.com.
Attention. If you suffer from consistent pain in your joints caused by arthritis, overuse, or injury, you may be a candidate for a revolutionary therapy that could revitalize damaged tissue. This approach can provide long-lasting relief from pain in your knees, shoulders, hips, and other joints with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. To find out if you're a viable candidate, you may request a free consultation from QC Kinetics by calling 501-600-2763. Instead of masking the symptoms, it goes to the root of the problem to resolve it at its source. Already used by thousands of satisfied patients nationwide, this joint pain therapy is available right now to the public, but only for qualified candidates. Again, to find out if you're a viable candidate for this therapy, you may request a free consultation by calling QC Kinetics at 501-600-2763. That's 501-600-2763.
My son has been practicing every day to learn to ride his bike. But when I see drivers speeding through our neighborhood or distracted on their phones, it makes me so nervous. Will you help me keep him safe?
Crashes that injure or kill bicyclists and pedestrians are on the rise. When you're driving, do your part to protect vulnerable road users. Drive aware, save lives. A message from the Arkansas State Police Highway Safety Office.
Get in the conversation with live fan feedback at 1037thebuzz.com. Presented on The Zone by Rainbow Restoration. When the unthinkable happens to your home or business, damage from water, smoke, fire, or mold, let Rainbow Restoration make you whole again. RainbowRestores.com. They restore, you recover.
You're in the zone. Arkansas's longest-running midday sports talk show. Coming to you live from the Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort Studio. Oaklawn, Arkansas's only casino resort.
20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, 100% reason to remember the name.
With your hosts, Justin Avery and Phil Elson on the Buzz Radio Network.
Feels so unlike everybody else, alone in spite of the fact that some people still think that they know, but no, he knows the code. It's not about the salary, it's all about reality and making some noise, making a story, making sure it's clicks.
The Zone is live from War Memorial Stadium for the moment you've all been waiting for. The announcement of this year's Little Rock Touchdown Club speakers, thanks to Simmons Bank. Stay tuned this fall when the Zone broadcasts from the Touchdown Club event. Now let's go back up to the booth and Phil Elson on the Buzz Radio Network. The Red White Report is brought to you by Ortho Now, your walk-in solution for orthopedic care at the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health.
All right, David is thinking sponsors right now. We're going to head over to him when he begins announcing the speaker lineup for the Little Rock Touchdown Club, which will be shortly. So we'll have a quick Red White Report while we got you here. Arkansas soccer opened the 2025-26 athletic calendar with a giant thud. They lost 4-1 to Baylor at Razorback Field to open the season. Bears scored in the 15th minute of the game on a PK, broke the match open, 3 goals during a 10-minute stretch early after the break. Hogs travel to Baltimore. They play Loyola, Maryland on Sunday. Arkansas football is back to the practice field this afternoon, 3:15, following their second off day of preseason camp. 3 practices lead to the first scrimmage of the preseason on Sunday. First of 2 scrimmages planned for next week, including Saturday. Offensive line coach Marcus Johnson and run game coordinator Jeff Myers will speak to the media following practice. And according to offensive coordinator Tim Cramsey earlier this week, this is going to be a run-oriented offense.
Run game's going to become better when the pass game becomes better, okay? Run game's going to become better when we can prove that you can't put an extra hat in the box, okay? That our receivers can win one-on-one battles. That teams can't go into a game plan saying we're going to play man-free coverage, put a 7th guy in the box, and continue doing that until you prove that you can throw the ball on us, okay? Run game's going to get better when the quarterback can join the run game and add the extra gap to the run game.
Over to baseball, where Hagen Smith made the second appearance of his major league career out of the White Sox bullpen since being called up earlier this week, and it was a fully dominant Hagen. He mowed down 3 of 4 Reds batters in a shutout 8th inning. Chicago beat Cincinnati 4-0. 2 games. The 2024 National College Pitcher of the Year has faced 14 batters. He's walked 5, struck out 6, and allowed 0 base hits. Also to wrap up our Red-White report with a highlight from the Florida State League, Camden Kojal, playing in the Marlins system, hit his first career home run over the head of a former teammate.
Hammerheads 6, Mets 2, bottom of the 4th inning. Cam Kojal digs in on the left side to face Jose Lopez. And the first pitch is swung on and hit well to deep left field. Aloy's back, and it is gone! First professional home run for Cam Kojal, and it's 7-2 Hammerheads.
He
Great
hit
piece of
that
opposite field hitting. It's a pitch that is a smidge above the zone. 102 off the bat the other way. The hard contact was bound to connect at some point. And Cam Kojal, the 3rd round pick, gets his first on the board, and his buddies in the bullpen will be able to keep it for him.
Yeah, he hit it over the head of a former college teammate and one of his best friends on the Razorbacks, Kuhil Aloy. Fun way to start with your first career professional home run, and that is your Red-White report for a Thursday, August the 13th. David is still thanking speakers, or thanking sponsors. And while he does that, we're going to go through some of the texts here. Brian in Hot Springs on the Middleton Heat and Air text line says, not a Brady fan by any means, but Brady winning a Super Bowl at Tampa Bay is because he was already coached to be that by Belichick. Not because Brady didn't need Belichick. Brady wouldn't have been Brady without Belichick. There's a good point there made by you, Brian. I mean, he did play for Bill for, 20 out of the 21 years he played in the NFL. Out of the 501, sure, the Razorbacks will go beyond expectations this year because I gave up my season tickets, hanging in there for the last 5 years thinking they're going to do better. Now that I've given up my tickets, I'm sure they're going to do very well. That's from Steve in the 501. Ron says, if you're looking for a way to improve, hold on to the dang ball. I think this team will, just based on the focus they've put on forcing turnovers defensively and not turning it over offensively. And looking at Ryan Silverfield's turnover margin in his last 4 years, I think it was plus 37 or 38 at Memphis. That's terrific. So hopefully that means you'll see a lot of the same thing at Arkansas. And then again, out of the 501, Belichick's girlfriend is an added distraction.
The cheer competitions probably take away from it a little bit. Yeah, the turnover margin was something we touched on recently with Silverfield. In every year he was at Memphis, he was in the top 30-something, and with a few times in the top 20. So that's huge, and that's something that we can definitely, obviously we talked about where we want to improve. That's a huge one. So then the numbers show it. So that part I'm looking forward to seeing for sure.
Our question of the day today: who is your favorite all-time speaker at the Little Rock Touchdown Club? Who has it been? We're going to find out who some of these speakers are any moment, because David is up thanking sponsors.
And back on that real quick.
Yeah, go ahead, Moose.
Well, I was going to say, what's the term they used just the other day when they said every time a wide receiver caught it, they yelled it out, and it was like it might have just been control the ball or hold the ball or something like that. But they
own the ball.
Own the ball. That's right. OTB. Own the ball. That's right. They've been saying that like crazy. Multiple players have said it in their pressers, and the coaches said that they're yelling it out every time they catch the ball. Every time they touch the ball, they're yelling it. So, yeah, we're excited to hear that.
That has a lot to do with mindset. I mean, that is a mindset, and then it becomes something that becomes a part of you after it's been drilled into you over and over again and ad nauseum throughout a 2-hour practice and then throughout a month of practices. Hopefully that's gonna settle in on all of these players, because I do think that's being drilled into them maybe more than anything else.
Well, and whether we win or not,
all right,
all we've talked about is improvement. That's a big one. We ready?
Well, I'm not sure if it can be any worse, but then again, I mean, to a lot of people's points, there isn't anybody outside of Braylon Russell and C.J. Brown who will handle the ball for Arkansas this year that did last year. Jaden Platt, too. I don't think Platt had any issue with fumbles. Brown might have. Russell doesn't fumble, I think, only once in his career. And on the defensive side, there's so many new players on the defensive side. You look at the total lack of turnovers last year, which I think was still in single digits, and you're like, well, yeah, you can't look at last year and say, well, this is something that has to improve. It's a whole different group of players. And I can't imagine it doesn't improve, at least statistically. All right, David's up. He's talking, and I want to give him some time if he's not announced the speakers yet. Here we go. Here's David Basil with the Little Rock Touchdown Club speakers announcements.
Wow. The experience of stopping through Little Rock is just absolutely phenomenal. The people are so homegrown. Like, it's just, everybody's lovable, and it's just beautiful. And no place is perfect. But the hospitality that I was shown at this event, first class.
I had a great experience here at the Little Rock Touchdown Club. Great turnout. Obviously, lots of football fans. Majority Arkansas fans. I saw a couple of Tennessee Orange jerseys and a couple of Colts and Broncos jerseys in the crowd. So that was great. But had a lot of fun with David up there on stage and hearing about all of the great programs that the Touchdown Club supports and the great awards they give every single year. My dad and Eli both spoken at it, and they told me what a great event it was, and I sure had a great time.
Great experience, wonderful crowd, a lot of Packer fans. I'm a little bit surprised in Little Rock that there's that many Packer fans, but they're everywhere. I don't know how many pictures I took, but to see that many people in line and that many people to show up for this event was special.
Touchdown Club. The response by the people, I mean, I don't know how many people, it looked like 1,000 out there, but they were so receptive, and I really appreciate that. And it brought back memories. I got to see a few players that I coached and some friends from past years. Just a great experience for me to come back and be a Razorback again.
This was great. You know, I was just mentioning how incredible this is, and to hear that you guys do this 15 times a year, it's unreal, man. I mean, look, I've been to a lot. I've been to a lot of these. This is absolutely the best, no doubt about that.
I'm going to tell you exactly how I feel about it. I'm not jealous. They say, oh, you're jealous because of all the money. Well, I would like to make 35. You paid my ass $35 million. I'd have played better than Aaron Rodgers played Sunday. I mean, I wouldn't have mailed it in. I can promise you that. So
I was concerned about being a college coach because I would have you on the death penalty probation within 6 months. But now that you're paying players, and I know a bank with $27 billion, I'd love to have the Arkansas job. I'll tell you that.
Say, Coach, you got $17.1 million on your contract. We're going to give it to you. I said, what time you want me to leave and what door you want me out of, brother?
Well, I think the Touchdown Club does a great job because I asked a couple of people, and they do this like once a year. They said, no, I do it for, I guess, next 15 weeks, which is fantastic. And the crowd they have, I mean, I'm sure they had a great crowd for Ray Lewis and sure Brett Favre. So I think they do a great job.
Little Rock Touchdown Club. I've never been to a place so well organized, so thoughtful, and the most amazing people. I've hugged the necks of about 200 people today, and it was just beautiful energy and a lot of love, and I am very grateful I got to be here.
Ohio State was undefeated. They're going to the playoff. They lost to Michigan, and their players, this is the next generation, their players like, I guess we got to go to the Rose Bowl. You know, I'm like, don't say that. You know.
Let me tell you something. I had an opportunity to go to a lot of banquets over the years, and here I've had one of the best experiences that I've had in quite some time.
And my heart's been touched today, so I'm just really happy that I was able to do this. I feel blessed, and definitely if I could give everybody in this room a set of pom-poms, I'd tell them to come to the Cowboys game. We need this kind of spirit. It's been great.
It's awesome, man. I mean, it's just a first class of it. I've done a lot of these like over the years, right? But to have a crowd that is as interactive, that is as knowledgeable, that cares as much about the sport as we do, it was really fun. And
I mean, what an incredibly special event. The kindness that everyone showed to me, the reception, the energy in the room. It is unequivocally the best touchdown club that there is anywhere, anytime, and I will always say that.
The Little Rock Touchdown Club does it the best. The people are here have energy, they're passionate, and you can tell they're all into it. And that's what makes it fun, because they're part of the show.
I'm going to tell you what, I really enjoyed it. Who would think that in Arkansas, where most people don't even know what Arkansas is, would have an outing like this and guys get together and fellowship? And I tell you what, I am shocked and surprised. I love it. I'll be back.
All right, how about that? How about that? Listen, you just saw, 20, 25 of the most significant former players in the history of the NFL, broadcasting, and that was their impression. And a lot of it's because of the welcome they get, as Jay said. They feel the energy in the room, and a lot of the people I was selling them coming to speak, I said, wait till you walk in this room and feel the energy of our group, and it is real. But how cool it is to have that takes a lot of people. Takes a lot of organization. Everybody is a part of that. So that's what we send people. That's what we send. Hey, you want to come? This is what others are saying. As I mentioned earlier, I want to mention media folks. Wally, of course, is here. We'll mention him in Double R. Randy Rainwater, who's a legendary figure with the Buzz. Glad to see him. See Courtney Mims. There's Courtney over there. I see John Neighbors all the way down from Northwest Arkansas. So anyway, without further ado, it's hard to believe. I never would have thought 22 years ago we'd have 150 people, sweating up in the press box at War Memorial Stadium. But here we are. So about this list, a lot of people ask me, well, have you asked him? Have you asked that person? There's nobody I haven't asked. So I'm just going to tell you, there's nobody. I love that. Well, what do you think about him? I've asked.
And I get no's. Sometimes I can't afford you. Because, again, we can't afford to pay top dollar retail, so we try to sell about the trophies we present, the awards we present in honor of McFadden and Rofe and Hampton and, Cliff Harris and others. So it takes all those kind of things to get the greats in here. So I think this year we got a good group. It's a little bit of everything. We got one. Okay, we're just cranking up. Remember the Titans. All right, let's get started. Here we go. All right, so every year we have 4 regular invitations. One is the University of Arkansas, and for the first time we have a new head coach. Ryan Silverfield will be here on August 24th. Let's give a round of applause to recognition. I like what Ryan's been doing. I went and watched practice the other day. Very impressive young coach. I like it. This is his first year, but as a touchdown club, this is the 7th. This is the 7th Razorback coach we've had since 2004 when we started the club. But we wish Coach Silverfield the best. We hope we have a sellout immediately when we put the tickets out today. That's August 24th. Next is we always invite the head coach of Arkansas State. This year, it's Butch Jones, his 6th year as the head coach of Arkansas State, which is really almost hard to believe. It's the 6th Arkansas State head coach to be at the Touchdown Club. Steve Roberts, Hugh Freeze, Gus Malzahn, Brian Harsin, Blake Anderson, and now Butch Jones. Matter of fact, let me go back real quick. The 7 Razorback coaches, we had Houston Nutt, Bobby Petrino, John L. Smith in the state of Alabama, Brett Bielema, Chad Morris, Sam Pittman, and Ryan Silverfield. So those are, and so also too, we always invite the head coach of UCA, Nathan Brown. Hard to believe this is the 9th year for Nathan Brown. He always does a great job, always comes in and communicates in a big way. That's only the 3rd coach since 2004 at UCA as compared to, as we mentioned, Arkansas State and UCA. Clint Conk, Steve Campbell, and Nathan Brown. Also, one of the traditions that we've done going back to Coach Sproles in 2009, we always invite the U of A athletic director. Coach Sproles started that, and it was really an honor to get him down here. After that, Jeff Long, 8 years, 2010 to 2017, and Hunter Yurchek, the last 7 years, 2018 to 2025. We extended the invitation to him this year. He chose not to accept, so he will not be coming. I will say this. We've had spirited debate following his last couple of visits. There's been spirited debate, and so our club has no agenda. We're disappointed. We want him here. And I deal with Kyle Parkinson, and we want him back next year. We want him to come back. We want Arkansas to be successful. We want to be supportive. And so I just want to make sure that everybody knows we want good things to happen. There are good things happening on the Hill. Obviously, the stadium sponsorship. And those kind of things, but he chose not to take advantage this year, and that's fine. We'll miss him, and we hope he comes back in 2027. So, no Hunter Yurchek this year, but going forward to some of the other meetings, so we try to think outside the box and try to find some unique guests. One is Kevin Traynor, a good friend of mine, suggested we bring this guy in. I had never heard of him, and most of you have never heard of him. He was with CBS Sports for 44 years. He's in the Sports Broadcasting Hall of Fame. He's a producer, 13-time Emmy Award-winning producer. He's produced 6 Super Bowls, 24 Masters golf tournaments, Olympics, Final Fours, tennis, NASCAR, and more. He'll be with us on November 16th. Let's give it up for Lance Barrow. Lance Barrow. So most of you don't know who he is, and I don't either, but he goes back to where he was with Pat Summerall and John Wood. That's how far he goes back, and so there'll be some really interesting stories that he'll be able to tell. Also, at the end of the year, our last speaker, the Ken Hatfield Sportsmanship Award. We love that, where we honor kids that the head coach recognizes that may not be the best player, but, the bottom line, they show best sportsmanship and honor my old coach, Ken Hatfield. Well, this year we've got a great guy that's coming in to speak. I love this dude. College Football Hall of Fame, 2-time All-American tackle at Georgia. He won the Jacobs Blocking Trophy, which is the outstanding blocker in the SEC. This is my favorite. He won the Dratty Award, which is the academic Heisman. Not just the SEC, the academic Heisman. He was a first-round draft pick, played 7 years in the NFL, 18th overall selection. He's now with the SEC Network. and ESPNU. Matt Stinchcomb is coming in. So you guys are going to be really impressed with him. And I think our young folks who are honored with the Ken Hatfield Sportsmanship Award are going to be impressed too. Our next meeting, again, I'm not going in particular order, but my good friend Wally Hall. Everybody sort of knows him as Wally. So, you have to admit, he's one of the most influential sports voices in the history of our state, along with Orville Henry. So what we decided to do this year, Wally's coming up on 50 years of covering sports in Arkansas. So I talked with both Wally and his wife, Monica, and we want to do something special for Wally, do it within the structure of the Touchdown Club. And we're going to do a Wally Hall roast and toast, mostly toasting. So the people that will be talking about Wally will be Keith Jackson, Joe Klein, Walter Husband, Eric Jackson, and the people from all over the country. Paul Feinbaum and others will send in videos. But just to honor Wally's 50 years. Now, I don't know if he's going to hang up his pen at the end of that meeting. I don't know. We'll see. But the bottom line is it's a great way for us to recognize somebody who's been writing about Arkansas sports for 50 years. And even better, if we were going to do this, he said, let's make this a fundraiser for the Arkansas Democrat Gazette Journalism Project. So we've got sponsors, including Oakland and others, that are going to donate $50,000 for that meeting. So, Wally, let's give it up for Wally Hall on that special day. That is October 19th. Our next speaker, this is a good one. He's not been back to Arkansas in quite some time. He was an All-American center at Arkansas. First-round draft pick, 20th overall selection for the Detroit Lions. In only 7 NFL seasons, he was picked to be in 4 Pro Bowls. He's an elite outdoorsman. He's excited about coming back to Arkansas. Frank Ragnow, everybody, one of the great offensive linemen in the history of the program. That's on November 9th. On September 28th, we've got a guy that I think, after Steve Atwater, was maybe the most athletic Razorback I've ever seen. He was a tight end. He played in the SEC Western Division Championship in 2002, where he was a Western Division champion and played in the SEC Championship. But he was also in the 7 overtime game versus Ole Miss and caught some passes from Matt Jones. It's the 25th anniversary of the 7 overtime game. He goes on. He wasn't drafted in the NFL, y'all. But he goes on to play for the Eagles, Bills, and Seahawks. He wins a Super Bowl. He's a Pro Bowl selection 9 times. He will be a first ballot NFL Hall of Famer. He was already picked on the NFL All-Decade team of the 2010s. Jason Peters is coming back to Arkansas and the Little Rock Touchdown Club. So you've got 2 of the best offensive linemen to play in the last 25 years will be here between Frank Ragnow and Jason Peters. Jason is also going to be honored in the Arkansas Hall of Honor that Saturday for that weekend. We're going to get him on that Monday. So here's one I was really sort of disappointed. I thought we'd be able to announce this today. So just write it down on your calendar, October 12th. A very special meeting that will be so big that we're going to have it at Simmons Bank Arena. So it will be one of the biggest Touchdown Club meetings we've ever had. I thought we would get it done by today to announce it, but we can't. But I will just say it will be the biggest moment for the Touchdown Club ever. So just write that down, to be announced. I thought we would have it today. We didn't. I'm disappointed about it, but let me just say it will be big. Next, October 5th. I thought it would be good with the changing landscape of college football and college sports that we bring somebody in that may have a unique perspective on the money game of college sports. So I decided to bring in the chairman of the board of the world's second largest processor and marketer of chicken, beef, and pork. They're ranked 85th on the list of the top Fortune 500 companies. They have $54 billion in annual sales. They employ 133,000. His estimated net worth is around $3 billion. He's known as the Chicken Man or the Chicken King. We're bringing in John Tyson to speak at the Touchdown Club on October 5th. So I gave John the opportunity to decide. I said, if you want to bring somebody, I thought about maybe if you want to bring another donor, like the guy at Texas Tech, Somebody else, and John said, no, I'll just take care of it myself. And so you've seen what he does. You'll see every Razorback football player with a Tyson logo on their jersey. So I thought John would really bring us a unique perspective. So I really look forward to that meeting. That's on October 5th. On September 14th, we have a former coach who's now retired. He started his career as a high school coach. Went on to become an assistant coach at Arkansas. He goes on to become an offensive coordinator and win a national championship at Auburn. He won the Bulls Award. He later became head coach at Auburn and took the Tigers to the national championship game in year one. He won 8 National Coach of the Year awards that year. Nobody has beat Nick Saban more than this guy. Of course, I'm talking about Gus Malzahn will be here on September 14th. Now, you remember, Gus has been here twice before. We brought Gus in as a high school coach at Springdale High. And then also I think we had him when he was an assistant at Auburn, and then when he was a head coach at Arkansas State. So looking forward to having Gus back on September 14th. All right, our last 3 are our premier guys. On September 21st, I told you we've had, 11 Heisman Trophy winners. Well, we got another one. We're up to 12. This Heisman Trophy winner was a quarterback. He's in the College Football Hall of Fame. He goes on to sign in the USFL by a guy named Donald Trump and became the highest paid rookie in the history of sports, any sport. He ends up going to go back to the NFL. He's a comeback player of the year. He's a 3-time champion in Canada. He even finished 7th place in Dancing with the Stars. Doug Flutie is coming to the Little Rock Touchdown Club. On September 8th, this is prime time. When you look at these numbers, this guy, 4-time Super Bowl champion. He's a Super Bowl MVP. He's in the NFL Hall of Fame. He won a national championship at USC, All-American at USC, College Football Hall of Fame. He was a broadcaster on ABC. One of the greatest receivers to ever play is coming to the Touchdown Club. Lynn Swann is coming to the Touchdown Club September 8th. So you had Doug Flutie back when I played in the 80s. You got Lynn Swann in the 70s. So to finish off today, I thought, let's have somebody in the 90s. This player was a Super Bowl champion. He was a Super Bowl MVP, NFL Hall of Fame, NFL 100th anniversary team, the all-time NFL all-time rushing leader, touchdown club leader, rookie of the year, College Football Hall of Fame, and he won Dancing with the Stars in 2006. Emmitt Smith coming to the Little Rock Touchdown Club. And so, and one of the things that in visiting with the agent for Emmitt, so we don't do autographs, but Emmitt has agreed to do photos. So just like with Brett Favre and some of the others, is that he's going to do photos with as many people as we can do. So, so that's the lineup. That, like I said, the only thing I hate that we miss is the October 12th. Be listening for that because it's another level. I'm just telling you, it's another level. What will be announced for October 12th. So the main thing. Buy memberships, get your tickets now for the meetings you want to come to, and spread the news about the Little Rock Touchdown Club. As Jay said, we're about community. The best thing is coming here, meeting the friends that you're sitting next to, doing business deals with the people you're next to. It's a great community. Nobody can touch what we do. Couldn't do it without everybody. I get too much credit. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you soon at the Little Rock Touchdown Club.
Well, that was exciting. What a list of speakers David has, and still some intrigue. Who's speaking on October the 12th at Simmons Bank Arena? Well, I guess we'll have to wait a little bit of time to find that out. Meanwhile, we are right up against the break. Stay with us. That is the Little Rock Touchdown Club speakers announcement, and the Zone is back at War Memorial Stadium right after this.
It's Justin Acre for my friends at Gwatney Chevrolet. I've been doing business with them for a long time, and once you make it out there for the first time, you will be as well. They've been doing it since the 50s, taking care of customers, getting them in new cars, pre-owned vehicles, and taking care of all the financing options. And there are plenty of options for you, depending on what vehicle you're looking for, new or pre-owned. There are all sorts of ways to finance at Gwatney Chevrolet. All you have to do is get off at the James Street exit heading north from the capital city and start saving and driving off happy. They're good at taking care of you. They treat you like family, or, depending on your family, maybe even a little bit better. But again, they've been doing it since 1957. Big trucks, absolutely. You know the Silverado is their bread and butter, but they've also got the Colorado. And as far as SUVs go, you've got options across the board. Blazer, Trailblazer, Equinox, Trax, and the big boys. The Traverse, the Suburban, the Tahoe. It's all about options at Guadney Chevrolet, but the number one thing is there's only one option when it comes to going to see a car dealer, and Guadney Chevrolet is that option. Go see our friends in Jacksonville and get your next car with Guadney Chevrolet.
Network Services Group presents Out of Bounds Hotline on 103.7 The Buzz. Network Services Group, one call does it all.
This is SportsCenter.
Yesterday in the major leagues, all the division leaders were in action. In the American League, the White Sox lead the Central and got a 5-0 win over Cincinnati, including a scoreless 3-strikeout inning from former Razorback Hagen Smith for Chicago. The West leading Astros won 2-1 over the Giants. And in the East, Tampa Bay won their 9th straight, beating the A's 8-4. The Rays are now tied with the Brewers for the best record in baseball after Milwaukee lost 4-3 to the Padres yesterday. The East leading Braves now have the biggest division lead in baseball after beating the Mets 6-3. And in the West, the Dodgers kept a strong hold on the division after a 4-2 win over the Royals. I'm Moose for the Buzz Radio Network.
Howie, unfortunately, every good thing has to come to an end, and the summer of 1,000 engagements at Robert Irwin Jewelers is ending this Saturday, and it makes me sad.
If you want a happy ending, you got to get to Robert Irwin Jewelers. Summer of 1,000 engagements is ending this Saturday, and remember, you're going to save up to 40% off your engagement ring, plus you're going to get a free diamond wedding band when you spend $3,499 or more. You got to get to Robert Irwin Jewelers.
It ends this Saturday, and you never disappoint. Bigger, brighter diamonds.
Better prices.
Robert Irwin Jewelers or online at rijewelers.com.
Free financing.
Hawks Homes, Arkansas's #1 dealer. Hawks have homes as small as a 1-bedroom all the way to 5 bedrooms. Hawks has several lot models at both locations that you can save thousands. Hawks has a 5-bedroom that's only $55 per square foot. Don't have land? No problem. Hawks can help you finance the land and all the improvements all in one package. Located in Conway at the Dave Ward exit in Bryant on I-30. Visit our homes online at hawkshomes.net.
Around here, reputation matters. That's why homeowners and business owners turn to the professionals at CertaPro Painters for their painting projects. From detailed residential painting to professionally managed commercial projects, our crews deliver craftsmanship that protects your investment and enhances curb appeal. If painting's on your list this year, now's the time. Spots are filling up fast. Call CertaPro Painters or visit CertaPro.com and reserve your project today. That's Certa with a C. CertaPro Painters, that's painting happy.
When second's making a play, short's got to cover.
A winning insurance strategy doesn't rely on one person.
Get a good hustle, good hustle.
Communicate with your guys and make sure everyone's in the right coverage. It takes a team that knows its roles well, working together to provide an exceptional experience.
Set the screen. You have to protect yourself.
1, 2, 3, Wildcat!
At Shelter Insurance, you can count on our local agents and award-winning customer service to help you protect what matters most.
See Shelter Agent Todd Session in Morrilton, Madison Buse in England, or Agent Matt Cooper in Russellville today.
Welcome back to The Zone. He's Justin Acree.
Aren't you a frumpy little fellow?
He's Phil Elson.
Obviously, this fellow we're dealing with is a certified psychopath.
Now, let's get back to more of the show in the Oaklawn Hot Springs studio on the Buzz Radio Network.
Oh, boy, the excitement is still palpable here at War Memorial Stadium in the second level. David Basilman through the Little Rock Touchdown Club speakers, and that leaves one spot open. Let's kick that around right now with Cole Plafkin from Simmons Bank. He is the Senior Vice President of Agricultural Lending. So first of all, what do you think of the list?
Oh, it's a great list, and they said it earlier that David couldn't do it, but I believe he's done a nice job again, and I can't wait to hear for the surprise that we've got coming.
I know. I think that's going to be a major point of conversation now for the next couple of weeks until the announcement comes through.
Maybe he's doing that on purpose.
He knows how to promote. No, thank you very much. David knows how to promote. He knows how to get a headline. He knows how to keep it for a while if he needs to.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you think of some of the speakers that have been at the Touchdown Club, but they've never been at the arena.
Yeah.
Where you can get, a little under 16,000 people, maybe more since you
That's right.
on the people on the floor.
That's right.
Peyton Manning, Terry Bradshaw,
Jimmy Johnson.
Jimmy Johnson. I mean, for crying out loud, these are some of the biggest names in sports.
Yeah.
And they did not speak at the arena. So
No.
Who could this be?
I'm going with Nick Saban.
There's really just a very short list of people that would generate that kind of excitement.
Yep.
I think he's one of them.
Yep. We've had Herb Street there at the Touchdown Club. He's got a relationship with him. I think that maybe there's a connection. I think Nick, Coach Saban rather, understands a good Touchdown Club and wants to be part of it.
So I don't think anybody's going to be calling him Nick if he does speak at the Touchdown Club. I think reporters might have learned that. A couple of younger reporters learned that lesson.
Yep.
But that's true. If that's the man everybody wants to hear from when it comes to opinions on the current state of college football.
Yeah.
He's the man everybody says. I shouldn't say everybody. A lot of people think if there is to be a commissioner of college football, that Nick Saban should be that man.
Well, he's got he wants to see it in the next generation. He's testified in front of Congress, done all those kind of things, and he quit because he got out of coaching because he didn't like the way it was going. So who better than to instill a change going forward than him?
Okay, let me throw in another name out there. Tom Brady. What if Brady would generate that kind of crowd?
Phil, I think you might be on something there.
He's got the time, too. He's doing the Fox NFL Sundays, but he can get here on a Monday.
He could get here on a Monday. I know a bank that's got a jet that could get him here. So, those are two good ones. I wonder what the crowd may think of those two. I think both could fill the arena up.
Yeah. I was just trying to think of a third potentially.
Yeah.
Pat McAfee. You think McAfee would generate a crowd like that?
Not like the others.
Maybe not quite like the others.
Not like the others, in my opinion. I like his enthusiasm, no doubt. Maybe he's got to do it a little longer, possibly.
He's got the brand name.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I don't know if if he goes out on the speaking circuit.
That's right.
He does all of his speaking on his show.
Yeah, and that can get a little wild at times.
It certainly can, and that airs, I think, at the very same time that the Touchdown Club has its meeting. So it's probably not him.
Yeah.
But I think he would generate that kind of crowd. The two that we've settled on, and I'll be honest with you, I have no clue whatsoever. I don't know if you do or not, Cole.
I don't. I have no clue. Trust me. But those are two that this community would come out in droves for, I'm certain. So.
We got a couple others that say Jerry Jones would get that kind of crowd. Here's another out of the 501 thinks it is Tim Tebow because he's been trying to get him for years.
Yeah,
and it doesn't tell me his name, but he says mark it down. It's going to be Tim Tebow.
Tebow would be good. Tebow would be good. I think if I was going for a third, like you mentioned, I would go with Tebow.
I just wonder if that would generate the kind of crowd that it would have 10 years ago.
Nah. Don't know that. He his career in college was well documented. Pro, not so much. He's got some other things going on post career athletic career that I think are admirable. But
Cole Plafkin here with us. He's from Simmons Bank, Senior Vice President of Agricultural Lending. You had an athletic career too.
I did. I played for the Razorbacks in 91 to 94.
Mm-hmm.
We were coming. My freshman year was the last year of the Southwest Conference. Sophomore year, we don't like talking about it much, but I was on the team that lost to the Citadel in Fayetteville.
Right.
I can still remember that when Frank Burrows fired Jack Crow after the game. Didn't make it to the locker room. So
what is that like to be on a team that loses the coach after the first game?
You really don't know what's going on. There's a lot of uncertainty. Players are back then. We didn't have any of this NIL or if you transferred, you had to sit out a year. So all that, it was just a lot of uncertainty. But I tell you what, we turned it around later that year and came out and beat South Carolina. There, we beat Tennessee that year. So was not a great time in Razorback history when I was there, but I wouldn't trade it for the world, and I'm still a real passionate football fan, especially with the Hogs. My parents and I we all as a family go to most games and try to go to away games just to experience that. But this event today kind of kicks off my football juices a little bit. So
there's some comparisons to the team that you were on and last year. I mean, Sam fired after was it 4 games into the season?
Right.
So what do you think of Ryan Silverfield and what you've heard from him? And obviously we're all hoping for the best and a big step forward. But what are your thoughts on him?
Yeah, I think he's got a big task at hand. I want us to go get back to a bowl type winning season. Our schedules have gotten so hard lately, and other teams are building, so to speak, that I'm hopeful that we'll get there this year. But we're still going to support the Razorbacks. This state's still going to support the Razorbacks, no matter who the coach is and where they're playing. So real positive about that, and proud of what Simmons Bank's doing here today.
Off the top of your head, do you have a favorite speaker that David mentioned so far for this year?
For this year?
Want to stand out?
I think Gus Malzahn for me.
That'll be actually coming up pretty soon, right?
Yeah. He's
September 14th.
He's got Arkansas roots. I know he's been on the staff. We tried to get him as a head coach. That didn't work out.
A couple times,
and for one reason or the other. But he's a good football mind, and I like to hear these older school coaches talk about things that go on and how they got their teams through certain situations, adversity, and those kind of things. Because I think those communities and football fans need to hear those from those old school coaches. I think we can learn something from them.
Steeler fan here, shameless about this. Lynn Swan. It's not going to get. I'm excited to meet and talk with Emmitt Smith, but Lynn Swan's at the top of my list.
He made one of the greatest catches of Super Bowl history, like you mentioned. The diving Lynn Swan catch at the 50-yard line was something to see. It's in every highlight reel that I've seen.
Unfortunately, I'm a few years late to work at the Buzz to have been here for Terry Bradshaw. That would have been top of the list, too. Cole, we got to run up against a break. Really appreciate you stopping by. Fun conversation. And then you and I can compare in a couple weeks when David announces who this guest speaker is.
Well, I bet you a Coke on it.
Okay, sounds good. That's Cole Plafkin, former Razorback and the Senior Vice President at Simmons Bank for agricultural lending. Stay with his own. Mayor Scott stopping by next.
Justin Aker for my friends at Cash in downtown Little Rock. Lunch, dinner, special events, they've got you covered across the board. And not a lot of places can say that, but Cash can. And if you are planning a special event for the summer or the fall, now's the time to get on it. And certainly if you've got a holiday party that you want to get on the books, absolutely need to get that done today. 501-850-0265. You're not going to find a better spot for a special event. Upstairs, up to 150 people in that beautiful space, indoor and outdoor, overlooking the river market. And it comes with free valet parking. Whether you're there for a special event or for dinner or for lunch, Cash is here to help. Online at CashLittleRock.com, C-A-C-H-E, LittleRock.com. And I love the fact that they've got lots of different offerings when it comes to lunch. You can get some lighter offerings, salads, wraps, pizzas, and sandwiches. And then at dinner, if you want fine dining, a special place to take your special someone, Cash is the spot. But again, for special events, they've got the smaller room downstairs that holds about 30, up to 150 upstairs. It's a wonderful dining experience waiting for you at Cash in downtown Little Rock.
Honda of Russellville, proud to celebrate 47 years of serving Arkansas families. Come celebrate with big savings store-wide through September 26th. Register to win a 2026 Honda HR Forest Edition 4Transform 4x4 with the dependable 518cc engine and long travel suspension ready for work or the weekend. See why folks from all over Arkansas choose Honda of Russellville. Great prices and hometown service for 47 years. Honda recommends the Foreman for riders 16 years and older. Always wear a helmet to take an ATV rider course.
Hello, this is Justin Acree. When joint pain or an injury slows you down, turn to UAMS Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Arkansas's largest orthopedic team and the state's most fellowship-trained surgeons offer expert care for sports injuries and problems affecting the hip, knee, shoulder, spine, hand, foot, ankle, and more. Care is easy to access at the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital and the new location on Rodney Parham in Little Rock next to UAMS Health Urology Center. For walking care, choose UAMS Ortho now. Call 501-686-TOSH. When you think ortho, think UAMS.
FanDuel, in partnership with Oakland Sports, is now available right here in the state of Arkansas. The WNBA season is here, and if you're looking for a W, FanDuel is the place to get it. Because with same-game parlays, you can build your bet your way. Just pick your players, your props, and stack it all in one play. From big performances to game-changing moments, you're in control of how you play it. So whether you're backing your favorites or calling your shots, FanDuel makes every game feel bigger. Because this season, it's not just about watching, it's about going for the W. You want FanDuel in partnership with Oakland Sports. Visit FanDuel.com/Arkansas to get started. FanDuel, official sportsbook of the WNBA. Must be 21 plus and present in Arkansas. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Looking for a better deal on your next vehicle? Make the smart drive to Smart Auto Group. Since 1906, Smart Auto Group has been helping drivers find the right vehicle at the right price. Arkansas's oldest auto groups. Shop a huge selection of Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Hyundai, and Honda vehicles, all backed by the hometown service you can trust. You'll find great selection and great value at Smart Auto Group. Make the smart drive today and start saving at smartdrive.com.
You're listening to The Zone, Arkansas's longest-running midday sports talk show with Justin Acree, Phil Elson, and Moose.
They're great.
They're good.
Those guys are cool.
They're funny, man.
On the Buzz Radio Network.
A text in earlier from somebody, Cattleman, wanted me to go through the chronological order of the Touchdown Club speakers. David did in a little bit of a jumble. The Little Rock Touchdown Club website does have the list in chronological order, so I'll give it to you when the chance arises in hour 3 of The Zone. But right now, Mayor Frank Scott Jr. is joining us on the Jim's Razorback Pizza hotline. Here is Mayor Scott. We just had the announcement of the Little Rock Touchdown Club speakers list. This is known nationwide as the #1 touchdown club in the country. So that's certainly one thing Little Rock's got going for it, amongst other things.
I totally agree. We are so grateful for Baz and everyone who plays a role in the Touchdown Club across the city to make it one of the best in the nation. It's great to be with you guys.
Yeah, it's great to be with you, too. Back to school this week. I got 2 kids in the Little Rock School District, one at Central, one at Pinnacle View. Lots of excitement and also a lot of encouragement, too. This is a big school year for everybody.
It totally is. We're excited that everyone's back to school in the Little Rock School District, Placer County Special School District, charter schools, private schools, and even homeschool. We had an opportunity, myself and many of my team members, on the first day at LRSD schools where we greeted and visited with students, offered some encouragement as they headed back to school. So we're proud to be a partner with the Little Rock School District on a number of initiatives, whether it's our community schools partnership, Reading in the Rock, where we make certain everyone knows how much we value education and its connection to economic development and positive educational outcomes that are linked to that economic growth and improved quality of life and safety for our residents.
Absolutely. And, speaking of children, tell me about Project Child Safe and how the city of Little Rock is involved in this.
Yes, the National Shooters Sportsman's Shoot Network, alongside the Placer County Sheriff's Office, Little Rock Police Department, and many other partners, we have all partnered with Project Child Safety, and that's where the city of Little Rock and law enforcement across the region are partnering to ensure that we provide gun locks for residents, because many times guns are left unattended to. They don't have locks. People don't know how to use them, and when you come across one particular individual who may have mental health episodes and things of that nature, we are just so grateful for the things that are happening that to help curb that and potential mitigation of risk for violence, but also unattended violence as it relates to someone picking up a gun and using it and not knowing how to use it.
So where can gun owners pick up these gun locks? And is this today only, or is there another way for Project Child Safe to get the gun locks out to those who might not be able to pick them up today?
They'll be available this afternoon and throughout the weekend at local Little Rock PD stations, at our local district stations. And so please go there to pick them up.
Very good. All right, another 100-degree day. I know we've talked about stations for homeless all across the city to try to find a place to stay cool and in the shade somehow, but also downtown. The city is trying to partner with a couple of organizations. Tell me about this Sustainable Energy District and what it could do for the city.
Yeah, we're partnering with the Clinton Foundation and Infra, which is a local engineering company, where we are creating a Sustainable Energy District downtown. This gets us ever closer to our 100% renewable energy by 2030. And basically what it does, it helps us use more energy efficiency networks with our HVAC and cooling of some of our major properties downtown. Think of Cleveland City Hall, our LRPD headquarters, the Robinson Center, State House Convention Center, Marriott, things of that nature. Those heavy facility buildings will be partnering with the Clinton Foundation and Presidential Center as well to have a greater centralization of that power to be more efficient and keep things cooler, and it helps us be more sustainable.
That sounds great. If they could do something right now about cooling the room that we're in at War Memorial Stadium, because it's 80 degrees in this room right here. How hot is too hot for Mayor Scott?
Oh, anything over 90 degrees is getting hot for me. But, I have to be out in 100, 105-degree weather from different events. But more importantly, make certain as we think about our public works employees that are out in the heat, picking up trash and yard waste for everyone. We do have basically when it hits the 105-degree heat index, we have to pull our team members in, particularly on yard waste, during those times for a little bit so they can cool off and then get back out. So always be thinking of our employees that are really out in the heat working hard. And so it's not about how hot I get, but making certain about how hot our employees are doing the work for our residents in our city.
That's a very good point. But a lot of those employees get a chance to wear shorts if they're outside. Do mayors wear shorts, or is it always long pants?
Mayors wear shorts, especially if I'm in a parade in this heat.
Okay, good.
I had on shorts
Good.
on Monday for the Little Rock Pedal Party, riding our bikes across the city. So I show the legs every now and then.
Well, good. I wouldn't presume to wish anything upon you of wearing long pants out in weather like this. Certainly not riding a bicycle, that's for sure. Mayor Scott, we'll leave it there. Always appreciate your visits on these Thursdays. Looking forward to talking again in 2 weeks.
Thank you so much. Talk to you soon.
You got it. It's Mayor Frank Scott Jr. of the great city of Little Rock. He joins us every other Thursday here on The Zone. If you want to text us, you want to call us, Middleton Heat and Air text line is also the Jim's Razorback Pizza hotline. That's 501-661-1037. I will go through the chronological list of the Little Rock Touchdown Club speakers because I was writing this down or typing them in as David's going through the list. He started with August 24th and went to October 26th. Then November 2nd, then November 16th and 23rd, then back to October 19th. So that's how I wrote it down. But there is a chronological list on lrtouchdownclub.com. We'll have that for you along with the entertainment report in Hour 3 of The Zone that's coming up right after the top of the hour.
Mark your calendars for the annual Steak and Egg Breakfast for Youth Home. It's coming up August 14th, 7 till 9 at the Butcher Shop. Get a great breakfast and support a great cause. For more information, go to youthhome.org and tap the Get Involved tab.
Life is loud, chaotic, hilarious, and occasionally peaceful. Your life fits you, so why settle for life insurance that fits someone else? At Shelter Insurance, our local agents help you design a personal protection plan backed by award-winning customer service. We're your shield. We're your shelter. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
See shelter agents Monica Reiners, Brian Kress, or Dan Cook in North Little Rock today.
Plumbing problems? No problem. Whether it's a leaky faucet or a whole lot more, call the professionals at B.R. McGinty. They'll fix it right the first time. Call for all of your plumbing needs.
Fence Brokers presents Razorback Graffiti every Monday with Morning Mayhem. One sentence to let the guys know how you feel about the Razorbacks. From Fence Brokers, going the extra mile.
More fun and games than an amusement park arcade. 103.7 The Buzz, KABZ, Little Rock.
The National Firearm Industry Trade Association is introducing a new Project Child Safe to Pulaski County and Little Rock officials. The new initiative is being launched in hopes of preventing gun tragedies involving children. The association recommends storing all guns securely in gun safes, lockboxes, or with any cable-style locks. Friends and family continue their fight for the justice in the murder of Terry Credit. Credit was shot and killed in his Conway home back in 2016. Loved ones came together yesterday to celebrate what would have been his 60th birthday. Conway police believe multiple people are responsible for Terry's death based off eyewitness reports. Anyone with information is asked to call police. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm KRK's Jessica Rockwell.
Anywhere in the state, dial 888-8888 for Rainwater, Holton, Sexton. They'll help you weather the storm.
With KARK's Juliana Cullen.
Heat and humidity continue in the forecast for today with high temperatures back up in the triple digits, around 101 in Little Rock, with an extreme heat warning and heat advisory statewide for today. The heat's going to last through the end of the work week into the weekend and even into next week with some small rain chances back in the forecast. This is meteorologist Juliana Cullen with the Arkansas Storm Team for the Buzz Radio Network.
Take your family to the best Christmas show of the year, Pentatonics, Christmas in the City Tour. Saturday, December 12th, Simmons Bank Arena. Pentatonics. Tickets on sale Friday at 10 a.m. at livenation.com. Come celebrate with the Grammy Award-winning favorites. Pentatonics, live.
Edwards Food Giant presents Razorback basketball color analyst and Drop Time Sports co-host Rick Schaefer on Morning Mayhem. Rick joins the guys each week to talk Razorback sports and whatever else might come to mind. Brought to you by Edwards Food Giant, the meat people.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
If you're only good to your new friends, you're not going to have any old ones. Straight Talk gets it. That's why new and existing customers get free 5G phones on Verizon's 5G network. Pretty simple, really. You keep good people by being good people.
Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Taxes and fees apply. Plan purchase required for free phone offers. Copyright 2026 Verizon.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team. Build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
The Saracen Casino Hotel is now open and accepting reservations. Saracen's new 14-story hotel features 318 modern guest rooms and suites, offering luxe accommodations paired with the elevated amenities and the southern hospitality customers have come to expect from Saracen Casino Resort. And while you're at it, don't skip dinner at Red Oak, recognized as Arkansas's best restaurant for 5 years running. Book your stay with Saracen by visiting SaracenResort.com or calling Saracen today.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-MY-RESET.
Looking for burgers, barbecue, beer, bourbon, ball games, and brunch? Look no further than Ouachita Bar and Grill, 915 Central Avenue in beautiful downtown Hot Springs. Ouachita Bar and Grill, family and pet friendly, with indoor and outdoor seating available. Bingo Bango Brunch, served on Sundays from 11 till 3, with live music Thursday through Saturday. Take a look on Facebook to see what events they've got going on this week, and join the fun at Ouachita Bar and Grill, Central Avenue, downtown Hot Springs.
Willie D's Dueling Pianos has not moved yet. They're still rocking right here in the Little Rock River Market. Dueling Pianos upstairs, DJs downstairs with food and drinks every week. Reserve and learn more at WillieD'sPianoBar.com.
Come and get your Willie on.
Attention.
If you suffer from consistent pain in your joints caused by arthritis, overuse, or injury, you may be a candidate for a revolutionary therapy that could revitalize damaged tissue. This approach can provide long-lasting relief from pain in your knees, shoulders, hips, and other joints with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. To find out if you're a viable candidate, you may request a free consultation from QC Kinetics by calling 501-600-2763. Instead of masking the symptoms, it goes to the root of the problem to resolve it at its source. Already used by thousands of satisfied patients nationwide, this joint pain therapy is available right now to the public, but only for qualified candidates. Again, to find out if you're a viable candidate for this therapy, you may request a free consultation by calling QC Kinetics at 501-600-2763. That's 501-600-2763.
Steve, we've traded for more vehicles than I've ever seen before during our Make This the Summer Sales event at the Big Lot, Chris Crane Dodge Jeep Ram.
We sure have, Terry. We've got dozens of vehicles under $25,000, and we've got payments to fit any budget.
These vehicles are inspected for safety, and our banks love to say yes. So come see us at the Big Lot, Chris Crane Dodge Jeep Ram, Alcoa Road in Benton, or online at chriscranecars.com.
The Big Lot Benton.
Hey, it's Randy Rainwater from Drive Time Sports. Join Rick Schaefer and I every afternoon on Arkansas's #1 caller-driven sports show. We'll talk with great guests like Neil Atkinson from Bet Saracen, Trey Biddy, Hogsports.com, Kevin Bohannon, and a whole lot more. It's all right here from 4 to 7 on 103.7 The Buzz.
You're in the zone. Arkansas's longest-running midday sports talk show. Coming to you live from the Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort Studio. Oaklawn, Arkansas's only casino resort.
20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, 100% reason to remember the name.
With your hosts, Justin Acree and Phil Elson on the Buzz Radio Network. The Zone is live from War Memorial Stadium for the moment you've all been waiting for. The announcement of this year's Little Rock Touchdown Club speakers, thanks to Simmons Bank. Stay tuned this fall when the Zone broadcasts from the Touchdown Club events. Now let's go back up to the booth and Phil Elson on the Buzz Radio Network.
Hey, it's going to be over 100 degrees today. At least you're going to feel like it. So why not make sure that your house is decked out with all the most comfortable furniture and mattresses from Johnston's Home Center. You're going to find all of the brands that you trust, mattress brands like Serta and Beauty Rest. You can find all sorts of furniture for your dining room, living room, bedroom, home office, outdoor and patio furniture also available at Johnston's Home Center, plus all of the brands that you trust in terms of kitchen appliances, GE, Whirlpool, Cafe Appliances, and KitchenAid. Check out johnstonsHomecenter.com. You can get a look at their entire inventory, including a full line of steel products that are built for power and precision. If you got to be outside working, you make sure you got steel products with you. They've been in Benton since 1979, treating you like family every single visit. That's Johnston's Home Center. If you can't find it at Johnston's, you probably don't need it.
Today's entertainment report is brought to you by Bell & Sword Gentlemen's Clothing in Conway. Check them out on Facebook and Instagram or stop by Bell & Sword's new and larger location at 1011 Oak Street.
Hi, Moose.
Hey, bud.
Hey. By the way, you had the stream, the live stream on during the commercial break, and Corey noticed, texted in on the Middleton Heat and Air text line, 501-661-1037, that I had a hot dog. And when I grabbed the hot dog, I needed a couple of calories here. And he questioned what I put on my hot dog. Is it just mustard or mustard and ketchup? Says his wife and friends dislike him because he puts mayo on his. Friend from Texas says that's a California thing. I lived in California for a year, never saw mayo on a hot dog. That just must be your friend thing. I sent you and Acree a photo of a ketchup dog, but then I put mustard and relish on it too.
Oh, just to piss him off, you did that.
Yeah, I was really just trying to upset Justin. He did send in the puke emoji.
There's nothing wrong with a ketchup-only hot dog. Nothing wrong with it.
I just don't understand people that want to yuck somebody else's yum, right? I mean, if it makes you happy, if it pleases your taste buds, what's the problem?
Let her rip. Yeah, I'm the same way. Well, hey, you want to start off the entertainment report with a little recap of who we're seeing at the Little Rock Touchdown Club this fall?
Yeah, I think that's a great idea because this will be very entertaining every single Monday on The Zone from August 24th through November 23rd. We're going to be having these speakers join us for a segment, and then, of course, they'll be speaking to not just the members of the Little Rock Touchdown Club, but pretty much to the entire college football fan base across the country. Ryan Silverfield is the first speaker, Monday, August 24th. Emmitt Smith. Yes, that Emmitt Smith. The NFL's all-time rushing leader and three-time Super Bowl champion with the Cowboys. He is the second speaker on August the 31st. NFL Super Bowl MVP Lynn Swann, formerly of the Pittsburgh Steelers, of course the USC Trojans, is speaking on Tuesday, September the 8th. Gus Malzahn joining the Little Rock Touchdown Club on September the 14th. Former Heisman Trophy winner and NFL quarterback and cereal guy Doug Flutie. On Monday, September 21st, we talked about Flutie yesterday. Ed McCaffrey. What was the name of McCaffrey's cereal that he brought up yesterday, Moose?
It was like End Zone O's, I think.
It's Ed's End Zone O's. That's what it was. Said he modeled it after Flutie Flakes. That's September 21st with the former Heisman Trophy winner from Boston College, former Razorback and future NFL Hall of Famer Jason Peters. Monday, September 28th. This is David's own wording. The chicken guy, John Tyson, is going to be in talking a lot about NIL money from Tyson Foods, of course, on Monday, October the 5th. Our double secret probation speaker that we do not know who it is, but this is such a big speaker that it's going to happen at the arena, at Simmons Bank Arena in North Little Rock. Monday, October the 12th is our secret guest speaker.
Man,
I was kicking around with Cole Plafkin earlier. I think it's either going to be Tom Brady or Nick Saban. You got any ideas there, Moose?
Somebody called in, by the way, as soon as he announced that. He just called in and goes, 2 words for you, Nick Saban, and then hung up. So somebody else thinks it's that too. All I know is Baz has definitely, pushed himself into a corner here. He's got to make sure he lives up to this hype now. This is pre-hype for, we've hyped the Little Rock Touchdown Club as a whole. Now we're hyping one specific day at Simmons. It's got to live up to it, whoever it is.
Yeah, it's like all of us that are vested in this. It's like we're walking down the steps, but that's one step you got to keep your foot off of for the next 2 weeks before you fall down. It's be very difficult. Even other people have texted in thinking that it could be Donald Trump. I think he's got other things going on.
Jerry. I think Jerry's a good guess, too.
Who is that? I'm sorry?
Jerry Jones is a good guess, too, I think.
Jerry Jones would be a good guess.
A lot of people
would
are
would he necessitate speaking at the arena? That's the thing. I mean, you're talking about. He's saying it'll be the biggest announcement in Little Rock Touchdown Club history.
I'll be honest.
Not to say that Jerry Jones isn't that big, because, the Cowboys are the most valuable franchise in professional sports.
Well, and in Arkansas, and we like that. But the big thing to me is, like, if Peyton Manning wasn't it, if he wasn't at Simmons, then who is? To me, that's got to be one of the biggest ones. Him or Gruden. Emmitt Smith is huge this year. That's exciting. I want to see that big time. But I'm curious, who's bigger than those guys that you got to go to Simmons.
So the mystery speaker is Monday, October the 12th, kind of right in the middle of all the speakers. Wally Hall, for what David said, is going to be a sort of a roast and toast of the longtime Democrat Gazette sports section, the editor of the sports section, of course. That'll be Monday, October the 19th.
I'm curious.
Arkansas State head.
Phil,
go ahead. Sorry,
Phil,
Moose.
I'm curious, how roasty can you get at like 10 a.m. on a Monday? How mean can we get here? Because roast, you don't hold back.
You might have to lace the coffee with something.
Yeah, roast, though, you don't hold back. That's like the whole point, is you go hard as you can and say the most wildly inappropriate stuff. That's every roast. So this is going to have to be kind of I assume, a watered-down version of that, and maybe not as mean.
Well, when Jeff Ross shows up for that event, you'll know exactly what's about to happen.
That would be a big
He's not going to do that, actually, by the way. David did say that Keith Jackson, Joe Klein, Walter Hussman will be amongst the guests that will roast and toast Wally Hall. Continuing here, let me double check on my page. Butch Jones, Arkansas State head coach, October 26th. And then the last month will feature UCA coach Nathan Brown, November 2nd. Frank Ragnow, of course, just retired, November the 9th. Lance Barrow, not a name anybody might be familiar with, but a longtime CBS Sports television producer, worked with Madden and Summerall. I'm sure he's got a lot of great stories. That's on November the 16th. And then ESPN football analyst Matt Stinchcomb on November the 23rd. That's all the speakers, well, at least all but one of them. All but one of them, that's 13 of the 14 speakers, and yet all of us are now wondering, who the heck is the 14th?
I will say the TV producer sounds really fascinating to me, too. You're right. An insane amount of stories, probably.
Well, that's the part of the entertainment, because, I mean, usually wouldn't be talking about sports aspects from the entertainment report, but truly, these are going to be some of the most entertaining moments of the college football season, at least not that don't come from Saturdays, I would hope. And only one of them will be on a Tuesday. Usually we get a couple of them on a Tuesday, but Lynn Swan speaks on Tuesday, September the 8th. All right.
Oh, that's your guy. That's right.
And that's because you got Labor Day is the day before, so that makes perfect sense.
But that's your guy. You excited about that one?
I'm totally fired up to have Lynn Swan. Absolutely.
You've never met him or anything,
NFL
have you?
Hall. Not that I remember. There have been some moments as a kid. You know, I remember going to the Steelers training camp in Latrobe, maybe at the age of 8. I think Swan had retired by then. He's made so many visits back to the city, but I don't ever remember meeting. Some of the Steelers I remember meeting, Rocky Blyer, I remember meeting him. Steve Furness, he was a linebacker, passed away a few years ago. But hey, Swan's on my short list. That'll be awesome. Who stands out to you, Moose?
Emmitt Smith. That was my kind of time getting into football in the 90s when I was growing up. That was a huge one. There's only a few, and all them was an awesome team when I was growing up. So
there's only a few athletes that you can reserve the word "freaking" to put in the middle of their name. I think Emmitt Smith would be one of them. Emmitt freaking Smith.
Yeah.
That's how I felt when I got a chance to meet Tony Gwynn, filling in for the Razorback baseball broadcast. I guess it was 16 years ago, and Gwynn was still alive, head coach of the San Diego State baseball team, and. You get a chance to talk to Tony Gwynn, you take that chance. That was one of my moments. It was like, all right, this is Tony freaking Gwynn. There's not too many athletes who put that freaking in the middle of. And so, I mean, a lot of people have wondering who would be the guest that can't be announced right now. Here's another out of the text line, our Middleton Heat and Air text line, Pat McAfee. Now, I think McAfee would be a legitimate option if he didn't have a show that airs
at that
right
time.
When the Touchdown Club airs.
Yeah,
I think it would generate the kind of crowd that you would need the arena for.
You do? You think it would? Is there that much? Just like, is he universally beloved like that?
No, it's not a universally beloved, but I think I think the people who really do like him, and then there's enough of them, not just from here in Arkansas, but in the region that would make the trip to see something of his done live, wherever it occurs. Here's another one. Tiger Woods. I think we're looking for football guests. We had another person same person that texted in Michael Jordan. I think you're looking for if the tip-in club was still a thing. I don't know if it is. I would entertain the idea of maybe Michael Jordan if you could find a way to pay him.
Yeah, we're just starting at the top.
That won't ever happen.
We're just starting at the top of all-time athletes and working our way down until we get to the right person, I guess.
Stephen A. Smith is a guest that Craig has. I don't think he would get the crowd at the arena. That's the thing. It's like if Peyton Manning doesn't necessitate a crowd that goes to the arena. You're talking about someone who's bigger than Peyton Manning.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think it's going to be either Saban or Tom Brady. And I'm just going to keep it to those two. And then there's another headline that goes along with this, and it's one of the people who is not speaking. Hunter Yurachek declined the invitation this year. David made no accusations or anything. In fact, he said, we wish he was coming. We'll extend the invitation next year. And, and when I say we, I'm speaking as David for himself and the Touchdown Club. He wants nothing but good things for the Arkansas football program and the athletic department. But I think based on some things that were said from the station last year, maybe just from David, that it is the university's ability to say no if they choose to. And I've been in that position before, too, where it wasn't anything that I said, but it was somebody that worked on the station that I worked on that said something that, really upset the athletic department, the communications department. They were right to be upset, and they refused to give us guests from SEC Media Days for football that year, for our entire day of shows. Which felt like a step too far, but I understood why they did that. Sometimes communications departments, or not just the department, the person who says no himself is trying to make a point made, and I hope to see him back next year. I will say up front, it's not a mandatory thing for the Razorback Athletic Department to speak at the Little Rock Touchdown Club, but I do think it's an important place to have a chance to deliver a message to fan base, to the nation overall. And Rebecca says not really surprising. I don't think it's surprising either, because I do think that they might not have been very pleased by some of the things, or maybe Hunter just not very pleased by some of the things that have been said before, but that doesn't mean that you don't come back and speak maybe the next year. So I do think that that's also, it's got to be one of the only times that who's not speaking is also truthfully part of the lead of the story here. Well, we got a text in here that said that Basil said the other day it's not Brady or Saban. So I don't listen to Morning Mayhem the entire time. I never asked David if it's going to be either of those two. So if that's the truth, so he says he thinks it's Matthew McConaughey, who's in town this weekend for Filmland. But that means you'd have to get him to come back in a few months. Not to say that he wouldn't. I think he might like Arkansas.
Really make him fall in love with Arkansas tomorrow, then.
Yeah, that's right. David said he can't afford Pat McAfee. So that's part of it. David, there's a lot of people that he can't afford, but because of the standing of the Touchdown Club and all the awards or the trophies that are connected here, and I think the respect of the Broyles Award first and foremost, I think some of those speakers are okay dropping their financial demands. So another text: an appearance at the Touchdown Club adds no value. We don't need a State of the Union address. We already know all of that.
Well, I think it's less about that. It's less about just coming on and talking like, hey, what's the program like? That would be part of it, but it would also be a lot of questions about the future and maybe just more personal stuff. I think that's not exactly what it would be, but I get what you're saying. Like, it's not like he's a necessary addition. Like, you don't have to have him in there to make the Touchdown Club complete.
Well, it's like he gives the preview of the season either. That's kind of what Ryan Silverfield is for. I think he comes in to talk about his experience and what he thinks of his team. Now, you'd want the athletic director's opinion on that too, but I think you'd more be talking about finances, about fundraising, about where football is in relation to the rest of the SEC, how that might affect other programs. Maybe you don't get answers from some of those questions, too. Maybe it leads to some, in people's minds, to potential more awkward moments like from last year. So
I will say it's not the best look to not come, at least for your Central Arkansas folks. It's not the best look.
Well, and a lot of texters are texting in, saying the same thing, that they think that it's something the AD should do. But then there's others who say that they don't think. And then there's one that says, be careful what you say if he gets his feelings hurt. But, I mean, I'm not making any grand statements here. I do think, it seems to me not surprising that Hunter declines the announcement or declines the invitation, because I think from some of the wordings from David last year, that's the only thing I can think of. Hey, it doesn't mean he won't speak the next year. It doesn't mean he won't speak somewhere else. But that's the part of this too, is that he also knows, anybody would know, that after however many years that both Jeff and Hunter spoke, it's got to be, gosh, when was the last time that the Arkansas athletic director did not speak of the Touchdown Club? So they know just as well as everybody else that Hunter not speaking is news. That turns into news in this moment. And I'm not worried. I'm not going to say anything about Hunter Yurachek that's going to insult him. I don't really feel that way about Hunter. So anyway, usually it's just the speakers who's actually going to speak that makes the news. But in this case, there's one who's not speaking that makes the news too. 501-661-1037 on our Middleton Heat and Air text line and the Jim's Razorback Pizza hotline. If you have any other thoughts on this, and a lot of text coming in here about
him not doing it.
Not speaking. Yeah, 479 text thinks it's small. Response, it's his responsibility. He made the comments. Take accountability. And this listener thinks that Hunter is on his way out. Another text says, is this the first year since the Touchdown Club started in Little Rock to not have the Razorback athletic director speak? And I asked David this. He thought there was 1 year that Jeff Long didn't speak. 1 year. So maybe this is just the second time that it's happened. And Joe Montana. Steve thinks Joe Montana may be that athlete that'll speak at Simmons Bank Arena. I don't know if I'd put and hey, I still think Joe Montana is the GOAT. That's the 80s child in me coming out here. But I don't think Montana gets that kind of a crowd in Arkansas.
I agree.
I think he gets that kind of a crowd in San Francisco, or maybe even in some larger NFL cities. But I don't think in Arkansas. I think Brady gets that kind of crowd anywhere. Saban does too, but if David has said on the air before that those two are not the speakers, I'm perplexed.
We'll have to wait.
I'm totally perplexed.
Have to wait.
We will definitely
Stay
have to
tuned.
Wait. Oh, and then a 501 texter that thinks it's me. That's cute. It's very cute. No, I'll be the one over with Justin waiting to speak to whomever this is, and not asking for any autographs either. Is there anything else on the entertainment report here, Moose, or are we just doing the Touchdown Club?
No, not worth mentioning. That's good. We can move on to birthday trivia if you got any ready. Otherwise, we'll have a guest here in a few minutes.
Well, we're going to have a guest in a few minutes. Do you want me to do birthday trivia with him? Or do you just want to do it because we need one other person?
Is Chuck still there?
Chuck is not here.
No, he left?
I have been abandoned in our now. Oh, it's cooled off a little bit from 80 degrees to 79 degrees.
Well, why don't we go ahead and take a little break then, and once we get the guest on, we'll do birthday trivia with them. We'll kind of force them into it, and then we can get a winner from that, and then we'll get Zach Gillum on after that.
All right, sounds good. Stay with us. The Zone is back at War Memorial Stadium right after this.
This is Justin Acree. When joint pain or an injury slows you down, you can turn to my friends at UAMS Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. From sports injuries to any kind of problems with your hips or knees, shoulders, elbows, spine, hand, foot, ankle, and more, you get the picture. Their team provides comprehensive care to help you move better and get back to doing what you love pain-free. UAMS Health has Arkansas's largest orthopedic team and the state's most fellowship-trained orthopedic surgeons. They are true experts whose teaching and research are relied on by other physicians. Expert care is easy to access at the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital, clinics in North Little Rock, and the new location at Rodney Parham next to UAMS Health Urology Center with a first-class dedicated space for therapy. Need walk-in care for an orthopedic injury? UAMS Ortho Now is located at the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital. Call 501-686-TOSH with any questions, 501-686-8674. When you think ortho, think UAMS.
10 Fitness brings you Top 10 Tuesdays with The Zone. Each week, Justin and Phil will dive into a different Top 10 list and take your calls. Brought to you by 10 Fitness. Turn back the clock on gym prices.
This is SportsCenter.
Yesterday in the major leagues, all the division leaders were in action. In the American League, the White Sox lead the Central and got a 5-0 win over Cincinnati, including a scoreless 3-strikeout inning from former Razorback Hagen Smith for Chicago. The West leading Astros won 2-1 over the Giants. And in the East, Tampa Bay won their 9th straight, beating the A's 8-4. The Rays are now tied with the Brewers for the best record in baseball after Milwaukee lost 4-3 to the Padres yesterday. The East leading Braves now have the biggest division lead in baseball after beating the Mets 6-3. And in the West, the Dodgers kept a strong hold on the division after a 4-2 win over the Royals. I'm Moose for the Buzz Radio Network.
Everybody knows the Brad Hendricks Law Firm is famous for car wrecks, big truck crashes, and medical negligence cases. But they do a lot more than that. They help good people who can benefit from bankruptcy, and they also help older folks who had their Social Security claims denied. When you need a lawyer, call the firm that is Pure Arkansas, where you won't ever be just a number. The Brad Hendricks Law Firm. Tradition, reputation, results.
Around here, reputation matters. That's why homeowners and business owners turn to the professionals at CertaPro Painters for their painting projects. From detailed residential painting to professionally managed commercial projects, our crews deliver craftsmanship that protects your investment and enhances curb appeal. If painting's on your list this year, now's the time. Spots are filling up fast. Call CertaPro Painters or visit CertaPro.com and reserve your project today. That's Certa with a C. CertaPro Painters, that's painting happy. Hello, this is Justin Acree. When joint pain or an injury slows you down, turn to UAMS Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Arkansas's largest orthopedic team and the state's most fellowship-trained surgeons offer expert care for sports injuries and problems affecting the hip, knee, shoulder, spine, hand, foot, ankle, and more. Care is easy to access at the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital and a new location on Rodney Parham in Little Rock, next to UAMS Health Urology Center. For walk-in care, choose UAMS Ortho now. Call 501-686-TOSH. When you think ortho, think UAMS.
Hi folks, Jeff Peters here at Hagen's Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Morrilton. You know, I hear a lot of dealers advertising that they have the best price or no one can beat their deal and all these big claims, but you and I know we all buy these new cars from the same spot and we pay the same price. We understand it all boils down to you and where you decide to buy a vehicle. I want to invite you out to show you, not tell you, how fun and easy it is to buy with us. So make the short drive to Hagen's Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Morrilton today or check us out online at HagensMotors.com. Welcome to the family.
You're listening to The Zone, Arkansas's longest-running midday sports talk show with Justin Acree, Phil Elson, and Moose.
Those guys are clowns.
They're basically idiots.
Those guys are freaking weird, right?
On 103.7 The Buzz.
All right, we got Freddie Black with us here at the War Memorial Stadium. Freddie, of course, is the chairman for the Simmons Bank tournament. Freddie, this is exciting for the tournament, third year in a row. But of course, we had the exciting announcement here first. What did you think of the list of speakers that David had?
No, it's impressive. David seems to outdo himself every year, and he kind of left us hanging with one. So,
any thoughts on who that might be?
I have no idea. I've tried. I hadn't worked all the back channels yet, but I have no clue.
We kicked it around for a while, but I don't listen to every moment of Morning Mayhem. I guess David has said that it's not Nick Saban and it's not Tom Brady, and he can't afford Pat McAfee. So here's the thing too, is that David also would know how to throw people off the trail if he needs to.
Oh yeah. So he's dangling a carrot. So
it's a large carrot.
It is.
It's a carrot cake. It's so big. It's just when you say, especially for something that's been for a speakers group that's been so big for so long, and you say this is going to be the largest announcement in the Little Rock Touchdown Club's history. I think there's some expectations that go along with those words.
Certainly, and the pressure to continue to outdo yourself. That's a lot of pressure for Basil, and so I'm proud of him. It really is a great sponsorship for Simmons Bank, and we're proud to be a part of it.
Do you feel pressure running the Simmons Bank Championship?
You know, I did the first year. Of course, we really didn't know what we were doing, and so we felt our way along, so to speak. And last year, we really we felt like we had some experience. We fixed some things. We did some things better. So now it's just repeat and try to fine tune. And so we've got some great sponsors. Almost all of our sponsors are back, and we expect to have another great year this year. Hoping for good weather, but we're excited about the tournament. And in less than 30 days, they'll be putting the grandstands up. So
goodness gracious!
It'll be
I didn't even think about that.
I know it's happening, and so it's go time.
Man, it really is go time. And I always think about the way they get better with something is through repetitions.
Yeah.
And so that means the more tournaments you put on, the more idea you'll have as to what you need to change. What might be some differences from that we could see this year?
Well, this year will be more of the same, but last year an example of what you said was our marketing team came up with the idea of a caddy shootout, and we tossed that around the year before, but it really turned into a big, successful event with the caddies playing under the lights at night, and we had almost 1,000 people came to that, and so we expect that to be bigger and better this year because of the buzz around it. But pretty much it's the same lineup. We're having that on Tuesday night. Wednesday and Thursday are Pro-Am days. Wednesday night's Pro-Am party, and then tournament play Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
We've got Freddie Black here with us. He is Simmons Bank tournament chairman. What used to be your position at Simmons Bank?
In my current position, it's just a title, really. It's chairman of the Agri and Community Bank Division, but I used to run the Community Bank Division, and I've always been involved in Agri. That's my background, coming from southeast Arkansas. And Simmons Bank is a huge lender in the Agri field in Arkansas and across our 6-state footprint. So
I imagine there's just a lot of moving parts when it comes to ag lending. And there's had to be something in your banking experience that helps with all the moving parts of being the chairman of a major tournament championship. I know it's not a major, but it's a major undertaking.
Well, we've got a great team. ProLink Sports is a third party we hired who runs golf tournaments for a living. Elizabeth Matchin and our marketing team here in Little Rock are very much involved. Their fingerprints are on everything. So, the team, we've got a great board of directors, people here from the community. So it's a team effort. I'm just a cheerleader, really. I feel that way this year after we've had such a successful run so far.
I mentioned this earlier to Chris, who came on in the first hour, the CEO, Executive Vice President, that I live out by Pleasant Valley, and I live in Pleasant Forest, just a couple blocks away from the golf course, and it's amazing that you can tell there's something big going on in the neighborhood, but at the same time, it doesn't get in the way of daily life. Yeah, and I just think that it says a lot about your planning for it.
Well, and the neighborhood sets up well for you got escape avenues to get out of the neighborhood without coming through the tournament. First year we closed down more streets than we really had to, so we learned from that. Last year we managed that a lot better, so we're learning as we go. Mm-hmm. One of the goals we had when we signed on to this tournament was the impact it has in the community. It's bringing a PGA event, a national event to Little Rock, professional sports. But the money we make from the tournament goes back into the community in charitable gifts. So last year, because of the successful tournament and we made money, we have money to give. So we're giving $500,000 away to charities and nonprofits in Little Rock this year.
Just from profits from the tournament?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So that's amazing. There's been 27 recipients of gifts from our tournament from last year's results. So we're touching a lot of people, a lot of needs in our community because of the success of the tournament.
Is there a certain amount of time that the Simmons Bank Championship is signed on with the Champions Tour to be part of the tour, or is this like an annual thing that you kind of have to re-up?
The Champions Tour has a three tournament playoff. This is the second tournament of the 3-tournament playoff. We signed a 5-year contract, so we're in the third year of the 5-year contract. So we hope that everything falls into place and we're able to do another 5 years. But right now we're in the middle of that 5-year commitment.
Freddie Black joining us. He's the Simmons Bank tournament chairman. And I was talking earlier about the idea of this is a great football city without a football team. But then you look at some of the other events that go on here. Justin and I were at the UAMS tennis tournament, which is one of the big stops on the minor league tour of professional tennis. The tournament that you guys have started on the Champions Tour, that's gigantic. We've had the Junior College Football Championship. If I remember, it was played right here in this stadium. Little Rock's got some pretty interesting and important tournaments. I might put this one though at the top of the list, the one that you run.
Well, the feedback we get from the PGA Tour, from the players that have been here, from the caddies that have been here, has been wonderful. And in a lot of cases, their first trip to Arkansas, and certainly, first trip might be Little Rock. the welcoming reception the community has given the people involved in this tournament is just wonderful, and it speaks volumes for who we are here in Arkansas.
All right, so I got to ask you, how many times you come to War Memorial Stadium, Freddie, and not seen the Razorback logo at midfield or the words Arkansas in the end zone?
I know. My first game, I think I may have talked about this last year. My first game as a college freshman was against USC in the stadium, and we won the game. And so that's 1974.
First game I remember being here for, and I wasn't here for it, but I moved here in 2001 to work for the Travelers. They were playing 3 games a year here, and the ballpark was right over there.
Yeah.
And it was a South Carolina game. Lou Holtz was coaching, and I lived at the corner of Tyler and B Streets right over there. I sold parking spots for $20 a pop. I was making $15,000, so $20 a pop was a big deal. $15,000 a year, by the way. And I sat out there and I listened to Paul Eels call the game. They beat South Carolina, and that was my introduction to Arkansas football and this stadium. Yeah. And just seeing everybody walking around, I'm gonna miss it because I don't know when we get it again.
Yeah, it's a special place. A lot of memories here in this stadium.
Yeah. What do you think of Razorback football 2026?
Well, there's nowhere to go but up, I think. What a tough business to be in these days, and I think Coach Silverfield will give it a good shot, and I think we'll certainly improve on last year. But we got a ways to go, it appears.
I'm with you on the improvement. I am. I just don't know how. I don't know what other teams look like, and they may be just as new as Arkansas is. So it's
a shame that the preseason polls are judged more on how much money you have to spend than who you have on your roster.
It does feel that that's part of it, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
There is a correlation. I think if you were to look, because I've got a list here of the NIL evaluations of all the college football teams, and if you were to look at that, it would correlate very well to who's actually in the top 25. Yeah. The oddity here is, though, Arkansas's NIL evaluation for football on this website is 25th in the country. They're not 25th in the preseason polls.
Yeah.
So just kind of interesting. Freddie, we'll leave it there. I appreciate you coming by.
Thank you for having us.
I would say good luck with the tournament.
Come to the tournament this year.
The only luck you're going to need with the tournament is the weather, so I'll cross my fingers and toes for that.
Thank you.
Thanks, Freddie. Freddie Black, Simmons Bank tournament chairman, joining us here on The Zone. And all right, we got to get some contestants for birthday trivia. 501-661-1037. Get on the horn right now, and you're going to be dealing with Chuck. Chuck Gatlin, our fine promotions director, will be doing birthday trivia with us. So call us up.
Oh, he's back.
He is back. 501-661-1037.
He tell you I got
birthday.
I smoked that ass last time. I whooped his ass last time we did one of these. He
doesn't have the headset on, so he doesn't realize how much smack you are talking to him at this very moment. He said he whooped you in the behind.
He really did. But look, I'm more rested this time. We'll see what happens.
You're more rested, but you've also been running all over the place here. Here, and it's 79 degrees right now. So are you really thinking straight?
Last time we were on the golf course out at for the Moses Moody thing in Maumelle. I've been up since 4:30, and it was like 112 that day.
Your brain was not right. So you're obviously in a much better place now. Moose, he's coming for you. Be careful.
All right, here we go.
All right, what are we
Birthday Trivia in the Zone is brought to you by Brewski's Pub and Grub. Your home for lunch, happy hour, and late night. With locations in Little Rock and North Little Rock. Come get your grub on.
Moose, we got contestants.
4 tickets to the Travelers game. Still waiting on one more contestant here.
All right. 501-661-1037. Get yourself some Traveler tickets. And maybe make sure you get a chance to see the best pitcher in minor league baseball, Cade Anderson, when the Travelers return to Dickey-Stephens Park, which I think is next week. It is. He'll pitch on a Friday. They should call that guaranteed win night. Be a great promotion. Yeah. I had a manager once with the Travelers tell me that he was going to get ejected at the pregame lineup exchange because he was very upset with a call by the umpires the previous day on, I think it had to do with a infield fly rule. So he told me he was going to do this. This was Tom Gamboa. He says, I'm going to get, if you want to plan for this, I'm getting thrown out at the lineup exchange because I'm going to walk up to them with a rule book and ask them if we're using this set of rules today. Oh, my God. So I started the broadcast calling it Guaranteed Managerial Ejection Day. And as Tom walks up to the lineup exchange, I noticed he did not have a rule book with him in his back pocket, and he did not get himself thrown out at the lineup exchange. Wow. I would have paid money to see that.
That would have been awesome.
To see Aaron Seeley got ejected as the umpires are walking to the lineup exchange the other day, because he was so ticked off at getting called for a balk the day before. He still had the red ass about it the next afternoon. He got himself thrown out of a game he wasn't even pitching in.
What?
Which may end up getting himself a suspension, and he may have to push his next start back a day. Moose, do we have all our contestants?
Yes. Chuck is going to be with Jill, and I will be with
Hi, Jill.
Dylan.
Just hit myself with my pen. All right. Chuck is Jill. Moose is Dylan. And we will start with this date in history. On this date in history, Medicare is signed into law. Chuck.
Medicare signed into law in 1976.
No. Moose.
1970.
It was part of Lyndon B. Johnson's Great Society, 1965.
Way off.
And that would be Moose. Let's see here. On this date, we have the first episode. You know, by the way, here we go. The first episode of South Park aired today. No. What year, Moose?
I'm going to go with 97.
He said 97. He is bingo bango.
Wow.
He nailed it.
I was going to say 97. I just started working at Channel 4.
They hate Canadians, and I still got it.
On this date, construction of the Berlin Wall begins. And Chuck.
Whoa.
Be anywhere probably between 1945 and 1989.
Yeah, I was going to go 50.
No.
I was going to go before that. 49. Let's say 49.
1961. That goes to Chuck. On this date, the movie Bonnie and Clyde, starring Warren Beatty and Faye Dunaway, is released. Moose.
Oh, I don't know. 71. No idea.
No.
68.
67. Nice. Chuck. Moose has a 3-2 lead, and we still have one more on this date. Michael Phelps wins his 23rd and final gold medal in the 4x100 relay. Chuck.
2024.
No, Moose.
Oh,
was it?
No.
No.
Okay. 2023. But it'd be before that. I'm off
16.
because of that.
It's 2016.
Really? Okay.
Justin usually wouldn't give a point for that one, but I'm going to give a point to Moose.
I $1
Moose is up.
I $1 bobbed him.
Moose is up 4-2. All right, here are the birthdays. This former NFL quarterback who also played at the University of Michigan, and he played for San Francisco, for Kansas City.
Joe Montana.
And then for Baltimore.
Michigan?
All right, go ahead.
Did you say Michigan?
You said Montana. He's wrong. Go ahead, Moose.
Well, did you say from Michigan?
He is from Michigan.
Ooh, I don't know.
Is Elvis Gerback?
No.
Elvis Gerback, quarterback Baltimore the year after they won the Super Bowl 2001, and that's the last year he quarterbacked. 8 years, but he was part of the Michigan Wolverines. All right, well, how old is Elvis Gerback, Moose?
59.
No.
57.
57, bingo bango. I think he owns the record for fewest vowels in an NFL quarterback's name. One, Gerback.
Just so you know, Moose, that was absolute guess.
Just
I've
guessed
never
it.
heard this person's name.
Just guessed it.
This former Seattle Mariner was
Ken
a
Griffey Jr.?
teammate of Ken Griffey Jr.'s.
Edgar Martinez.
No, he would be the non-Hall of Famer from those Seattle Mariners.
Oh.
Traded from the Yankees.
Traded
He was
from
bald.
the Yankees. He was
Right-handed slugger. Jay Buhner.
Oh, yeah, I was just about to say.
Moose, how old is Jay Buhner today?
This was
You were just about to say.
riveting version of birthday trivia today. Let's see.
There aren't a lot of great birthdays today, truthfully.
I'm going to go 59 again.
No. Chuck
57.
is 62.
If you had bingo
Moose.
bangoed back-to-back 57s, I was so mad.
That would have been so awesome.
People we didn't even get.
Didn't even
Pissed
know.
me off.
This former NBAer played 11 years in the NBA, four-time All-Star.
Is there nobody more pop culture TV or film people?
Played for Kentucky. We're getting to the non-athletes in a moment. This is a sports show, Chuck. What are you doing working for a sports radio station? DeMarcus Cousins. How old is DeMarcus Cousins today?
I could have got to that one eventually. All right.
Too busy listening to him laugh. Go ahead. Sorry. Chuck, who's DeMarcus Cousins?
45.
No.
40.
Moose.
40.
Just giving Moose the point anyways, 36. I'm sorry, this is another athlete.
I know.
This is a current NFL linebacker. He is not the king of linebackers, but he is the
queen
of linebackers.
He plays for Baltimore, I believe, or did?
No, he played for Baltimore. Now he plays for Pittsburgh, former LSU Tiger. Patrick Queen. How old is Patrick Queen today?
Is he currently playing?
He currently plays for Pittsburgh.
Okay, he's
Moose.
29.
No, Chuck.
30.
He is 27. Well-rested Chuck is not going to win.
Not good.
All right.
Give him some pop culture. Give him some pop culture.
Formerly Danny Partridge.
Danny Bonaducci.
A really bad boxer. Correct. Danny Bonaducci. Nice. Bingo, bango. How old is Danny Bonaducci today?
He is 64.
No.
Did he get ripped? Didn't he get buffed?
I think he tried to box. And
yeah.
I don't remember. I think I forget who it was that he boxed, but he boxed another celebrity.
Right.
Like Ron Palillo or somebody like that.
Yes.
Back when VH1 was doing all those, like, celebrity house things. Like
celebrity death match.
Yeah, he was doing stuff
the
like
claymation death match.
God,
I missed that.
That'd been way cooler.
How old is Danny Bonaducci?
You say 64?
I said 64.
66.
66. Bingo, bango. Moose is going to win. We'll wrap it up with a former U.S. Surgeon General under President Clinton. She is an Arkansas native. Dr. M. Jocelyn Elders. How old is she today? Chuck.
She's 72.
No, Moose.
75.
You guys get nothing out of that. She's 93 and
93?
Still alive. That's right. All right, so the winner is Dylan. Congratulations for your 4 tickets to Arkansas Traveler Baseball. Chuck, you got to get more sleep next time, I guess.
I got to study. I got to study my sports information.
Yes, you do. All right, what's on tap coming after the break? We'll check in with the guys from Out of Bounds. Stay with us. Wrap up the zone next.
FanDuel, in partnership with Oaklawn Sports, is now available right here in the state of Arkansas. FanDuel is giving new customers up to $1,000 in bet resets. Here's how it works. Bet $5 daily and unlock $200 in bet resets every day. That's right. New customers can place a $5 bet each day and receive up to $200 in bet resets, up to $1,000 total. And with baseball on every day, there's always another game, another matchup, and another chance to get in on the action. Whether you're betting money lines, player props, or same-game parlays, FanDuel has you covered. So place your daily $5 bet and unlock up to $1,000 in bet resets. Head to FanDuel.com/Arkansas to get started. FanDuel, your home for home runs. Must be 21 plus and present in Arkansas. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
DJ Williams here with my friend Rachel of the Wood Grill Buffet, and I'm ready for some quick fire questions. You ready, Rach?
I'm ready.
All right, let's do it. How many items on your huge buffet?
200.
What about the meats?
30.
Salads?
32.
Hot foods?
54.
Dessert bar?
29.
What about those days open?
Thursday through Sunday for lunch and dinner.
Wow, you're fast and I'm hungry.
Well, you know where to go. The Wood Grill Buffet in Benton.
Sounds so good.
We all plan to be on time, but fender benders, damaged windshields, and slick roads quickly disrupt those plans. At Shelter Insurance, our agents help design personal protection plans that work for you and help keep you on track. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
See Shelter Agent Monica Reiners or Agent Brian Kress in North Little Rock today.
Attention. If you suffer from consistent pain in your joints caused by arthritis, overuse, or injury, you may be a candidate for a revolutionary therapy that could revitalize damaged tissue. This approach can provide long-lasting relief from pain in your knees, shoulders, hips, and other joints with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. To find out if you're a viable candidate, you may request a free consultation from QC Kinetics by calling 501-600-2763. Instead of masking the symptoms, it goes to the root of the problem to resolve it at its source. Already used by thousands of satisfied patients nationwide, this joint pain therapy is available right now to the public, but only for qualified candidates. Again, to find out if you're a viable candidate for this therapy, you may request a free consultation by calling QC Kinetics at 501-600-2763. That's 501-600-2763.
Camping season is here, and Razorback Camper Sales in Hot Springs is liquidating all 2026 year model travel trailers and fifth wheels. If you've been thinking about a new trailer, now is the time to buy. One of the many great deals is a 20-foot Salem with bunk beds, power awning, plywood floor, and much more for only $14,990 or $150 a month. Hurry while the selection is good. All these great deals can be seen at RazorbackCamperSales.com.
Looking for a better deal on your next vehicle? Make the smart drive to Smart Auto Group. Since 1906, Smart Auto Group has been helping drivers find the right vehicle at the right price. Arkansas's oldest auto groups. Shop a huge selection of Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Hyundai, and Honda vehicles, all backed by the hometown service you can trust. You'll find great selection and great value at Smart Auto Group. Make the smart drive today and start saving at smartdrive.com.
You're listening to The Zone, real thought-provoking radio.
I'm talking facts here. I don't do if, buts and maybes. I do absolutes. And, you know, like if your aunt had balls, she'd be your uncle. But she doesn't, so she's not. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
With your hosts, Justin Acree and Phil Elson on the Buzz Radio Network.
Rolling down a highway like a rocket, got 'em headed to town now. Can't stop it with the wind.
What's on tap? Highlighting the biggest sporting events each day is brought to you by Flyway Brewing, with locations in Argenta, Breckenridge Village, Memphis, and Fayetteville. For more info, go to flywaybrewing.com. Fresh beer starts there. Follow the migration.
What's on tap? We'll check in with Out of Bounds in a moment. On tap today on the Buzz. This is Thursday, so we got Tap Time with Bryce Noll and Scott Parton, 7 o'clock on 103.7 Buzz 2, carrying the Travelers and the Tulsa Drillers at 6:45. As far as on your television today, ESPN carrying the St. Jude Championship all day long. Golf Channel picks it up at 1 o'clock. Tennis Channel showing the Cincinnati Open. ESPN is Little League World Series Regionals. Major League Baseball Network showing Cleveland at Detroit. Netflix with Philadelphia and Minnesota in the Field of Dreams game. Major League Network also showing Milwaukee and the Dodgers at 10 o'clock. There's 6 NFL games. NFL Network showing Green Bay at Pittsburgh at 6. Tennessee at San Francisco at 9. If you're interested, there's CFL football with British Columbia and Calgary at 8 o'clock on CBS Network. WNBA on Amazon Prime. And that's pretty much what you got on tap today. What are the other NFL games? Just because this is the first day of real NFL preseason, because last week's Hall of Fame game, I know it didn't really get you interested in it.
You got the Cardinals and Raiders at ESPN tonight at 7 o'clock also. So 3 NFL games televised live.
Very, very good. Wes, what'd you hear? Did you hear the Little Rock Touchdown Club announcement today?
I did.
What stands out?
Well, 2 things. Obviously, Hunter Yurachek, and then the mystery guest at Simmons Bank Arena. So we'll dive into that and start trying to figure that out. I like the idea that y'all had to say about Pat McAfee. And what if Pat McAfee needed the arena to set up his show and do his show live at the arena and then be a part of the Touchdown Club?
I mean, that would all be great. It would be perfect. Somebody even text in here that points out that the day that of the secret guest is also a Kansas City Chiefs bye week. So he's wondering if it could be Travis Kelce. I wonder if he could get Kelce and or Mahomes, but during the season, I just don't know if that happens. You get Kelce and Tay-Tay together.
Yeah.
Now you need to have the football. That's where War Memorial Stadium comes in for a concert.
Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, we'll dive into that and talk about Yurachek's decision to turn down the Touchdown Club. Also, we have Daniel Fair from hogbeat.com coming on to talk about practice. He's been at all the practices. We'll get his thoughts on what he's seen so far. Also coming up, we have Mickey Spagnola live from Dallas Cowboys camp. He'll be joining us at 2:10.
Well, that's all great. That's on Out of Bounds in a moment. No Acree, no Elson tomorrow. You got Chris Kane in studio on the Zone. Have yourself a great rest of your Thursday.
Hey everybody, it's Howie at Robert Irwin Jewelers, and the Summer of 1,000 Engagements is ending this Saturday. You got to pick out your engagement ring, spend $34.99 or more, and you're going to get a free diamond wedding band. Bigger, brighter diamonds, better prices, or online at